Juggalos.
Oh, we're ready. No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. I just remembered that this is the No Jumper show. And we don't normally do that.
Yeah, just rock with it.
But it
kind of worked.
This is my room, so I just am so used to doing it. It's weird being in here with you guys. I don't think I've been in here with either of you in here.
Yeah, you have.
I've never been in here, period.
We did a 19 Keys interview.
There you go.
Shout out to 19
Look
Keys.
at Lush banging the thing.
This is crazy.
It's a weird position, like.
Just like these positions. No, this is how we. All right,
That's what she said.
I should be like facing you a little bit more. I think I have to kind of crane my neck and start.
So
freaking
now,
me
if
out.
you tell me like I'm doing bad podcasts and I ain't gotta look at you, I can just look at the camera.
Keep your poker face going.
Yeah.
Not show how bad it hurt your feelings.
Yeah, It's a dagger to the heart.
How's everybody doing? This is kind of different. I'm gonna be honest. I actually like it because we're recording at 3 on a Monday as opposed to 6 p.m. on a Tuesday. I have a little bit more energy on Monday. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I like recording podcasts earlier, so I'm not saying that this is going to become a consistent thing. We're only just doing this because I have to do a poker tournament tomorrow.
I don't mind.
But you don't mind?
Hey,
6 is late. I'm struggling to stay awake at 6.
whatever.
Whatever you rocking with, I'm cool.
I ain't
Pause.
tripping in the slightest.
Don't,
Not like
don't,
that.
don't give me that.
Not like that.
I'll take advantage of that.
I thought we
All
weren't
right,
gonna
never
be.
mind.
Thought we weren't gonna be excessive with the pausing. I thought that was the whole thing.
I mean, but he's going like,
What did we just say it about?
move your body like a snake, ma.
Nobody said that. What are you talking about? Yo, you know what we do have to do, though? We have to congratulate T-Rail and his girl for going super viral on TikTok
Yeah,
with
straight
the
up.
Simpsons costumes.
they put that shit on.
You know what's crazy?
They put so much effort into that if they didn't go viral, it would have been kind of insulting. Like,
sure.
okay, TikTok, y'all don't appreciate that we went full yellow, the whole family.
The No Jumper news thing today was about who had the best costume out of all these celebrities. And I was like, nah. The best costume goes to the home team, T-Rail and Heather and the family.
Who else was
well,
nominated?
did you see that?
Kim and Diddy and
I was Bert.
Yeah,
you
was
look
Bert.
like a creepy Bert.
It was like 3 weeks ago because I had to do it before my girl went away.
Like if Bert was a serial killer, then that's you.
I was really impressed that like Parker was so chill while getting all that makeup. Unless you just chose the best moments, like
No, she was pretty chill. You just like have to sit her there. You can't show her what her face looks like until it's already done because otherwise she'll start touching it and stuff. But we turned her into the count and it was pretty smooth, honestly. I kind of felt like the makeup artist didn't need to go so hard. Like she put these giant evil looking eyebrows on her and I was kind of looking at it like, you know, you could have just painted her face purple. Like you didn't have to go full like vampire with
bro,
her.
she looked like she
She
was
look
from
cool though.
But
I'm counting.
No,
those
she was saying
eyebrows.
Count Poo Poo. Count Poo Poo because she took a shit while she was rocking out like the Count. And she kept getting Count Poo Poo.
Those eyebrows looked like she was from 18th Street Gang, though. Like,
Yes,
for sure.
it was like, I've seen some girls in my life who had those eyebrows tattooed on their face.
I love them. God bless their
You love
soul. God bless their soul.
I won't say who, but my girl got a family member with that shit tatted on her eyebrows, and it's so fucking funny to me every time I see it.
Banged out.
Gangster.
Would
as
you
fuck.
rather have the pencil thin eyebrow or like the super bushy?
Oh yeah, I'm not, bro. I got enough eyebrow for any bitch I'm dating. You feel me? Like, come
You
on.
got thick
bro.
eyebrows?
What? These things. I got a caterpillar on my face.
Oh, those are hard. What about
I
yours?
think we got the same.
How thick are yours? I never think about mine. Isn't it such a weird place to have hair?
It is though.
Yeah, but it stops.
But it's weird once it's gone.
Well, that's terrible. Yeah.
Ask-
No,
Look
you look insane without it.
Look
yeah.
at Doja Cat, fool.
Look
Like,
at X. Remember X shaved
Oh,
his
yeah.
back in the day?
X.
His
Doja,
shit was kind of cool though.
Boy, he looked like a cyborg. His like hair was like silver at the time or
It was,
something.
it was right. It was going for him.
It was good with his image.
His image, yeah.
now that made me realize what Doja Cat looks like. She looks like X when he shaved his eyebrows.
Girls love doing this stuff to test if we think they're hot or not. Doja Cat's like, oh, you think I'm sexy? I'm going to shave my fucking eyebrows off or I'm going to shave my head. Like, these are all tests that girls love to put them through. And every girl you ever dated, haven't they talked about shaving their head at some point? Or just having really short hair?
Yeah, it's a
Me
thing.
personally, I don't fuck with it, but you know I support it when a woman does it.
But
I understand it's just a, it's a part of it.
But my girl will always be like, I wish I had the face to shave my head. She's like, Amber Rose can get away with it.
Amber Rose,
She can.
She kills it.
She can,
But
but, she looked better with hair though.
That's what I'm
She
saying.
looks amazing with
I've
hair.
seen photos of Amber with hair. I'm like, what the hell have you been wasting your life not having hair for? The hair, like, to me, I feel like hair is my attraction. It's like 75% of me being attracted to a girl is just her hair.
I wouldn't say 75%, but definitely it's a big. Yeah.
You ever look at the UFC ring girls from a distance and you see the long blonde hair and it just looks so, you just think they're so hot. And then they zoom in and you realize they kind of look like a crackhead with a bunch of makeup on. But the long blonde hair, in my mind, it's just like, she's great. I love her.
See, for me, it's the long brown hair.
Oh, but I'll go for that too.
Yeah, I look at that and I'd be like, yeah.
If a bitch is bald, it's really all good until you're about to get dome, and then you're like touching the back of their head, and you're like, oh man, I can't do that.
But don't you feel like it's a thing where like 1% of women are deemed sexy enough to be able to rock a shaved head
Some can do it.
and be considered hot?
For sure, for like lighter complected women, that's a thing. But
Well, that's interesting too. Because
Oh,
I've definitely,
whoa.
when I think about all the, like, can you
Well,
think of a
I
black
say
woman
that-
who's like really sought after that is out publicly rocking no hair all the time? Who is it? I don't know. There's got to be someone,
Think
right?
about this, and she's not like particularly dark skinned. She's not at all. But like when Halle Berry had the short hair, bad as
yeah.
fuck,
Bad as fuck.
iconic.
But she is in the top 1% of female faces.
Absolutely.
For
Absolutely.
sure.
That's true.
Absolutely.
You know? But then at the same time, like,
Didn't Sweetie do it too?
she's pretty hot. I'm trying to picture Beyonce with a shaved head.
She would still be bad.
She'd be beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Better than a lot of women, but I think she should hold on to her hair.
Where is the scale
I
for
ain't
you
mad.
with Beyonce? Because, you know, the late, great Kevin Samuels, he said Beyonce was an 8. You know what I mean?
I don't get into rating women. I'm not really into the like 1 through 10 scale. I think it's all too subjective.
Let's say no number. Let's just say, what is your, you know, if you was like, okay, like, what do you look at Beyonce like as one of, I think she's one of the most beautiful women.
Yeah, you know, I would
How
say
is she-
she's
graced
up
this
there.
earth.
Yeah.
How is she not a 10?
She's a 10.
And for her age, yeah, I think she's got to be like one of the most beautiful women you could think of. But I think the question that Kevin Samuels raises, which is very fair, is like, you know, there are women who live their entire life and they only ever show you the made up, polished, photoshopped version of themselves. Somebody like, you know, a Kylie Jenner, you don't really get to see her without makeup on. So then pictures leak in the tabloids of her without makeup on, and you get to realize like, she looks a little different. I do respect somebody like Tana Mongeau, who literally just does TikToks without makeup on, looks 1,000% different than the photos that she posts with Facetune and shit. But I mean, she just kind of rocks it. She accepts her Facetune, but then she also accepts that she doesn't look like that with makeup on. It's kind of like weird for me to even judge like a Beyonce against like a normal woman who I know what they look like, not all done up. I don't really know what Beyonce looks like when she's on the couch crying and having her hair all fucked up, right?
To me, that's the sexiest part, though.
Crying?
No, not crying. Not crying, but just when you're in your element and when you are comfortable and you ain't feel like you got to put that stuff on. And if I can still look at you and rock with you, I'm like, okay, I can fuck with that.
I don't like makeup personally.
Makeup
Like,
takes away from him a lot of times.
I feel like at this point there's this whole makeup subculture which is only interesting to other women and gay men. And that's who like
okay,
fucks
but I
with it
think
the
you
most.
got to be real.
For pictures, though,
Yeah,
it works.
If
Yeah,
a
I
girl
get it,
posts a photo of her looking fully done up and sexy with her makeup done, she's gonna get 100,000 likes. And if she
Straight
posts a
up.
photo where she just looks regular with a sweatsuit on or whatever, and there's still Facetune in their face, even if they're posting a regular ass photo. But I'm just saying, like, the proof is in the pudding that men like the way the women look when they're all made up. Now I understand that, like, in real life, it can be kind of weird and disturbing to just realize how much work goes into a girl making themselves look like that. And especially when you're dating a girl and living with her and you spend 90% of your time with her not looking like that and you get super used to it, it can be kind of weird when they get fully done up and, you know, they're just this like weird clown version of themselves. But I mean, the proof's in the pudding, right?
But the whole point of a woman wearing makeup is to make it seem like she's not. When you could visibly tell that she has makeup on, it takes away from it to me. Like, and as far as Beyonce goes, I'll say this. Looks wise, absolutely a 10. But she doesn't have the same level of sex appeal as a lot of other women because she seems like she's hella prude in bed. Like she seems that's my
That's your opinion.
I didn't know that.
1,000%, bro.
Why?
She don't seem
Destiny
freaky.
Child back then,
Yeah.
when she was lead singer Destiny's Child, bro, she seemed like a prude to you?
I bet you Kelly is way, way nastier in bed.
I think Michelle
And
is.
Michelle will let you spit in her mouth for
That's,
sure.
you know,
dog.
the very holy
for
chicks?
sure.
Yeah.
Michelle, like, she's with all the activities. Now, as far as Beyonce,
Kelly's amazing though.
yeah,
bad.
that's
Still bad.
I would rather hit her.
Who's
to be
Kelly?
honest. Kelly
Kelly
Rowland.
Rowland.
She was one of the girls in Destiny's Child.
She was
She's
a
the other-
darker complexion one,
I
beautiful.
only know
She's the one
Beyonce.
with more ass.
Oh.
She's more ass than
You don't
Beyonce.
know no Destiny Child song ever. Can you name one?
All the single ladies.
That's
a
not
Beyonce.
a Destiny Child song.
Well, I'm sure I know. I'm sure I know a Destiny
You're
Child
just
song.
so against R&B.
No,
bro.
I just don't know. I haven't paid a lot of attention to this.
Soldiers.
Soldier was
You feel me?
classic.
Oh, wasn't Lil Wayne on that?
Yeah.
Lil Wayne,
yeah.
T.I.
Yeah.
I don't remember when it stopped being Destiny Child and it became Beyonce.
When she came out with the Crazy in Love with Jay-Z, that was like
that was the setting
that
it
was
up.
a setting up for
That
them.
was a Joe Budden moment for her.
The what?
She said, "Fuck Rory and Mealy Mall." In retrospect,
No, but you
shout out Rory and Mall. No,
Shout out
no
Rory
hate.
and
I'm
Mal,
just kidding.
man. Mal, by the way.
Beyonce makes so much money. I feel like she'd be like Hope's like, "Hey, yo, B, I'm trying to hit it from behind," and she's like, I don't do that." Like, I can see her
at the time
not being cool.
She was considered like the most prettiest in the industry. And everybody
She's
was
still
after
not?
her.
I
Of course.
I guess
I'm talking about when she was younger,
Right.
And people were trying to get her. Once Jay-Z got her, it was over. They knew it was over.
There's an interesting point in a man's life, and I feel like most guys, myself included, we have a part of our relationship, including our long-term relationship, and Offset is like this, apparently Jay-Z is like this. You have the part of your relationship where you might be serious about your girl, but you're also cheating on your girl. And then at some point, something happens, and you stop cheating. Offset got publicly caught trying to arrange a threesome with two random thoughts, and then he had to, accost Cardi B on stage at Rolling Loud and present her with all these flowers and stuff to get her back. And from what it seems, you would think that he hasn't cheated since, or at least if he has, it hasn't been this big blowout thing, right? Same thing with Jay-Z. You see him have the fight in the fucking elevator. We haven't heard anything since. Is he actually cheating? We don't know. But I mean, it seems like a lot of guys. Me and my girl had one. Found a bunch of booty photos on my phone from some random girl. Boom. All of a sudden, we're having this all-out fight. Huh?
Blonde hair?
No.
Okay.
No.
But like, there's been a lot of theories about the Jay-Z and Beyonce thing that was all the publicity stunt and fabricated down to the Solange thing.
Hell no.
There's
Solange
been a
ain't
lot-
putting her hands on Jay-Z
There's
for no
been
reason.
a lot of you haven't heard that speculation before.
I've heard it, though.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
she was doing it for another reason? What would the other reason be?
Solange was
No, it
full
was-
Krishan Rock on Jay-Z.
No, it was literally, and I'm not saying it's true, but because think about how much they profited off of that. It became the fodder for both of their next
Their
albums.
album Lemonade. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Lemonade
You're
and
right.
444.
But okay, this is the thing people always do is they take someone making the best out of a bad situation in the sense of like, oh, we already have this publicly exposed drama. We need to sell records. Realistically, Jay-Z and Beyonce over the years, their sales have really fallen off. Like they just don't sell the way they used to. So why are we not going to
I wouldn't
involve?
say that.
Yeah.
No, it's not good. It's not.
No, bro.
It's not like it
Beyonce-
used to be.
Other than Taylor Swift, Beyonce, I think, did the most copies this year.
Okay, that might be true, but I just remember when
Yeah,
I was
you
looking at the
tweaking.
sales on the
He's tweaking.
the Jay and Beyonce project did not sell that well.
Right.
So
but-
that Beyonce thing, you might be right.
And
But
the Jay-Z's 444 album, you have to remember, you could only get it originally with the Samsung fucking, if you had a Samsung
you can only get
phone.
it on the stem player,
Yeah,
right?
it's some shit like that.
but-
But Hov, every time Jay-Z drops, he sells a lot.
I mean, you
It
got
sells pretty good.
Jay in his motherfucking 50s, bruh.
Right.
You feel me? Like,
But I'm just saying that I don't think that not everything has to be scripted in advance. It's not like, oh, we're going to stage this fight and then we're going to make an album about it. What's more likely is that they actually just got caught having this little fight. Keep in mind, this is Jay-Z. This is somebody who throughout his career has had like almost none of his behind the scenes bullshit
Never.
aired out to the public. He's been extremely good at it. He cuts ties with rappers who diss him like instantaneously. You know, if a rapper has anything to say about him, boom, you're out of his orbit. I've seen it happen many times.
but then again-
that's not, I was going to say Jay-Z literally like stabbed somebody.
Right, but you're talking about a much younger version.
Doom, doom.
These days, you don't get to see anything of Jay-Z. He's like Eminem, where it's like he just does not give you anything.
But then again, we can't sit there and give credit to all these artists from back then. Their career wasn't there with social media.
No, but
I'm
Jay-Z
pretty
was
sure-
messy back when there wasn't social media.
Right.
Now
No,
there
no,
is
no.
social
Right,
media,
for
and he
sure.
keeps his shit chill.
Well, yeah, he's older now. There's no reason like.
And he learned how to move. A lot of these guys just like didn't know how to move. Like they were wild and crazy kids.
And
You know?
let's be real, man. When it comes to the cheating thing, listen, I understand the shit. Why? Because Instagram now, like, I can scroll down my Explore page and there's 17 fat asses right
yeah.
in my fucking face. I go on Twitter, they're fucking right in my face.
Me.
Plug Talk. I have
Yeah.
to hear him talk about this
Available
shit.
at onlyplugtalk.com, yeah.
You know, doing Patreons and doing all type of shit. I can see as a man where the temptation is, and especially if you're rich, if you're famous, you got a lot of shit going on, you have every motherfucker looking at you, ready to jump in your motherfucking pants. I understand.
That's how you
shit.
feel?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to bang you?
No, I didn't say.
Pretty privileged.
I didn't say me, but I'm just saying I can understand why it's hard.
But I think that's a natural cycle for a relationship to go through, where you have this period of time where you're getting to know her, you don't fully respect her, so you're cheating on her and whatever. And then at a certain point, you just realize, okay, what I have here is good enough that I need to actually respect her and treat her like my equal and be honest with her.
Let me ask you this. If today Leonard said, I don't want to film content anymore, are you content with just having sex with Lena?
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm just going to be like, bitch, you better pop out a lot of fucking babies over the next couple of years. If you ain't doing plug talk with me and making money like that, then you better get to work.
No, I respect that.
I'm going to treat her like a Hasidic Jewish mom. Get to work. Make me 18 kids this year.
And flip some latkes, bitch. I think that it was actually a lot easier to cheat prior to social media, and I'll tell you why.
Because you want to get caught.
Exactly, 1,000%. Like the more known you are, the more like it's more variables. Like the margin for error is increased significantly.
Man, let's be real. So Papa was a Rolling Stone. Like back then, people would have whole other families. You feel me? Like, and that's the reason why men would meet a woman and probably if they didn't talk to her, would never see her again, wouldn't know where to find her and shit like that. Motherfuckers was cheating way crazier than they're doing now.
And that's why I think it's crazy when I think about what it would be like for me cheating just under the microscope that I'm under.
If you do it, you're a dickhead. And you get to fuck whoever you want.
And then I think about Offset and the fact that he was cheating and he's making arrangements for threesomes and shit with random whores. You're married, or I don't know if they're married at the time, but you're with Cardi B. She's literally like the most popular female rapper at that moment. These chicks are in the club drunk as fuck listening to her music. You don't think that they're going to go tell somebody like, oh, I just fucking banged this chick's husband with my friend yesterday? Why would you ever put That's like me and you go commit a murder with like 4 random guys that we don't know. Like, and then they go telling us. It's like, yeah, of course. Like, you don't know him. Why the fuck would you trust him in the first place? And so for me, I feel the same way, even though obviously my girl ain't Cardi B. But it's like, if I'm just out here cheating on my girl, these girls talk. Like, how fucking long is it going to take before that shit gets back to her? Now, maybe if I cheat on her with some fucking, chick in Kansas, it might take longer to get back to her. But I mean, realistically, that shit is just all coming back.
See, and like you said, if I do something now, especially with the way that these fucking fans and supporters are, Jesus Christ, I can't do a stream without them hitting my girl up saying, hey, these with girls.
I would love to see David Russell investigate your private life.
Jesus Christ. I'm cool. I'm chilling now.
Back in the day, 2010, I had 3 simultaneous relationships going on in different cities.
Oh, I did.
What cities?
I had the same city.
To be honest with you, Oakland, Los Angeles, and Marseille, France.
How much time are you spending in France?
That's so random.
Well, I had a record deal out there.
He's like, oui.
I had a deal out there. So I would be out there like sporadically, like once every few months. It didn't even last that long. But
And see, those are the great relationships.
Yeah.
Where you just got to text every day, make them feel good. Then you go out there, the pussy is prime
But
time.
you're talking about
it's
2003.
Great. You fly back
You're
home.
barely even texting at that point.
this is 2010.
Oh, 2010.
Yeah, so Facebook Messenger and Google Translate really helped quite a bit. It just the biggest problem was
She didn't speak no English?
no, she spoke English, but it's like, but I would try to be slick and say shit to her in French too. You know what I'm saying?
No, but yo, I remember 2003. I'm in college, right? And so I have this girl that I'm dating over the summer, right? And she kind of like knows I'm gonna be fucking other girls once we go off to college because she's gonna be about 2-3 hours away from me while we're at college. And so she's basically just gives me the full-on leash at the end of the summer where she says, listen, I know you're gonna fuck other girls as long as you're committed to me emotionally. I don't give a fuck. You can fuck other girls. It's all good. I'm not going to do the same thing. Boom. I'm like thinking in my head, fuck yeah, this is great. I got my emotional security with this girl I really like, but then I also can fuck around and all I have. But she said, I just don't want to know about it. It was the night before her birthday. I go to Boston. I end up doing who knows what. I end up banging some girl. She leaves a big ass hickey on my fucking neck. And then I go to see my girl the next day. and the way that the school bathrooms are or whatever, or like the showers, it's like the showers aren't really near a mirror. So you like dry off and like, put your clothes on and stuff while you're still like in the shower type thing, right? So at no point do I actually look in the mirror and realize I have this huge fucking hickey, and my girlfriend spots it on my neck on her birthday, and that was the end of my like 3 months of open relationship.
See, I was so good at lying in a relationship that I remember one time I got a gnarly ass hickey from the LA girl, and when I realized I had a hickey and I knew I had to go back home to my girlfriend in Oakland, I called her, and obviously I know the remedy. You use like the top of the
frozen
lipstick,
spoon,
the lipstick thing.
What do you do with the top of the lipstick?
The spoon, that don't. It
I heard
kind of
you
works.
freeze a spoon and then you rub it on. I had a homie
It
who
don't
would do
work
it.
like that.
No. You take lipstick and but you screw it to the point where the lipstick's fully inside, so it's just like the little cylinder, and you put it against it and pull, and then like you stick it on there and pull, and like it moves the blood vessels to the point where.
If I had known, I almost would have like had my homie punch me a bunch of times because
that's what I
then it
did.
would blend in. If
No,
I had
no,
a black eye and then I got a hickey,
The pussy ain't worth that.
No, but that's exactly what
Josh, beat my ass.
No, I literally.
I really honestly would have at that time.
So-
If I just had no idea.
I had a hickey. I called my girl up and I was like, "Hey, baby, I'm about to get in a fight. These fools are mean mugging me." Da, 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 da. And then I had this whole story about how I got choked out and blah 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 blah, and it worked.
See, I had a homie that fucking told on me. I thought I got away. Went to my
That's
girlfriend.
not a homie.
No, I just say at the time. I went to my girlfriend's birthday. You feel me? And I had a scarf on, and it's in fucking LA. You feel me? I got a scarf on at a fucking birthday party. I don't know how I thought I was gonna get away with that shit
I don't want to see you in a scarf. Oh, you're rocking a scarf because of the
fucking hickey. And then she's just like the next day. Oh, you think I don't know what's going on or whatever? And then the guy ends up getting with her, and then
Oh yeah, that's some side buster shit.
I wanted to kill him.
I'm not going to put you in this category because I like your girlfriend so much, but don't you feel like there's a lot of guys who basically just like would be a lot happier if they were single, but they just like lack the ability to be alone in any meaningful way? So they
basically you're just sending a shot at me. Just go ahead.
No, I'm going to choose to believe that your relationship is actually wholly out of the goodness of your
You
heart.
just threw a shot.
I'm not saying this about you, but there's a lot of guys, right, who it's like.
Did I have dependency issues? Yes, I did.
That's a way to put it.
I would like to say that I look at it like, and it might sound fucked up, but I was like, in relationships, I would be a memory card. It's another girls are around. I just transfer the save data and I bring everything to the next person. I used to be like that.
No, I feel blatantly attacked by that statement.
Oh,
by
that
the way.
describes you as well?
To an unfortunate T. Damn. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I don't like. So basically, since
I wonder it about myself.
I was 16 years old, I've been single for a year and a half.
See?
I've never been single that long.
Yeah. No, I'm saying
Since 17.
I'm saying total, a year and a half in 23 years.
I was single like 2007 to 2017.
Wow.
I think I had like a 3-month relationship.
Wow.
Which most people wouldn't call a relationship, but it felt very real. But that was like, I just realized like, oh, I'm not going to put my time. And that ended with Lena. So it's like before that, I had 10 years of being like, I'm not going to like waste time on being in a relationship with a girl who's going to slow me down in terms of everything that I want to accomplish. And also, clearly, I just want to run around and get pussy. So me being in like a serious relationship is probably pretty stupid.
No, I respect it, and like you're obviously very secure with who you are and stuff. Like,
But you get lonely.
That's not, and I don't like being lonely. And
At all.
Oh, I hate it.
I like
Still to this day. Is your family even back yet?
No,
You
they're
just
back-
been melting.
They're back Thursday night, and I'm super lonely. But I'm like owning it because it's like I know what it is. Like they just went away for a couple weeks, but definitely like in my head, I'm like, this is not good. Like if they weren't coming back, I would basically need to recreate that exact scenario.
right.
You know?
How
Right.
bad is it leaving the office, going home now, knowing that they're not going to be there?
I really feel like I don't have much of a reason to leave. There's been a lot of nights where I've only left because everybody else left, and I just don't want to be in here alone. So like Kelvin's leaving, and I'm like, okay, I'll go too. I feel like kind of a loser being like, oh, the editor's leaving.
So-
I guess it's time for me to leave.
So do you think, because I've been seeing a lot of motherfuckers said the reason you've been acting fucking more vocal and principle like is because you're upset your family's not here.
I'm not upset. I'm totally like, if
I
anything,
agree, y'all.
if anything, I feel like I'm not really. If anything, I'm just like more focused.
That sounds like
Business-wise,
it could be a
content-wise.
symptom of box withdrawal.
I thought about that.
He
No,
don't-
I haven't
he
been that
don't-
horny.
He don't got a hand withdrawal though.
I'm
so-
like
No, he's
inundated.
alright now.
I'm so inundated in sex, like in every given week. That's actually the weird part, is not having to do plug talk. I have like way more time during the week when I don't have to be going and doing that.
How time consuming is plug talk overall?
It really only takes like a couple hours for each scene, but it's still
But does
like.
that take mental preparation and
Well,
like,
it's like my day might be pull up to plug talk at noon and then film 2 episodes and then come and do 2 interviews here. So it's just like more.
Just all work.
Yeah, but when you have to fuck too, it's like a different level of work.
that's crazy too.
Work with pleasure.
Filming multiple episodes in a day as opposed to spreading it out through the week. That's an interesting choice.
I can just nut over and over and over. I'll show you one day.
I believe you.
All over that Gucci
believe-
windbreaker.
I believe you. Oh my god.
You decided to
my
come in
God.
stunting today, huh? That's not a depression outfit.
No, this is clearly a depression outfit.
I don't know how I feel about the hat with the jacket though. It's like a different red than the one that's on the sleeve.
I fuck with it.
It
Fuck
is.
this
It
nigga.
is.
It's like every
alright.
color.
It's alright.
And then I guess you
Sorry.
throw in the denim, it's kind of like
You know what?
it's just missing
Your
magic.
hands are sweaty as fuck.
You know what?
You get nervous doing this?
No. I get excited. I get excited.
Lush, I just want to tell the people out there that
Oh,
I love
God.
you and I care about you. And that the only reason, you know what pisses me off about the fact that anybody took me as being aggressive towards you last time is just the fact that I felt like I went very out of my way to add like a bunch of caveats to be like, I'm not telling you never do this. I'm just trying to have a conversation about the frequency of this thing being
Well,
the meth tales.
First of all, I love you too.
I love meth tails.
Secondly,
Because you haven't lived this life.
I've
never been there.
definitely-
the thing is, though, I mean, if you didn't fuck with me, why would I be on your main show?
Right.
And I think that's something that was kind of lost on the people. Like, this is a position that any other person that does a podcast would want. You know what I mean? Like, and the
Besides
fact
the
that,
successful ones.
right, sure. Anyone, over here,
Okay, yeah.
Why would you choose to have me on there of all the people, especially when I've been here for like the least amount of time, if you didn't heavily fuck with me?
See, I think the thing is, and like I said, if you watch it back, I said that's a conversation you could have had with Lush off the pod.
But people always say that. It's like, I like talking about the podcast on the podcast. I don't really see why that's a bad
Well,
thing.
the difference is that Lush was actually telling a great story, and usually I blurt out some stupid shit, so you're actually correcting me for the better. And I feel like you're so used to like, hey, don't do that, or that's a tick, which you're granted by saying that, but Lush actually had an engaging story that people was like, why the fuck would he even tell him not to do
It's
that?
not like I said anything during the prior episode's meth stories. I just mentioned it later on because, and it's funny because the reason why I said something was because I read a bunch of comments
Yeah,
about it. And then when I brought it up as a topic, I got
You're a
acted as
hater.
if I had invented this criticism out of midair. And it wasn't even really a criticism. I just wanted to have that topic because that's something me and House Fun have talked about too. And I feel like I'm saying the exact same thing I said last week about how the partying stories is kind of like its own specific genre. It's kind of like fight stories or even sex stories where, and like even Yuri, when I went on TED Talks, we kind of had this conversation afterwards, I think, where about the fact that he does that when he's in a conversation with somebody. They'll tell like a fight story and then he just, boom, well, here's my fight story. And then they start telling, and it's like, it just kind of creates a different type of podcast environment, I guess.
Well, yeah, and at a certain point, we don't want this to be the meth cast. You know what I
I
mean?
I cannot relate. I'm dropping out.
You wanted to get the point across early on. I am a former meth head. This is where I'm coming from.
No, like
Or coca, whatever you
the
said.
reality is, I have, like I said before, an unlimited reservoir of stories. Like
And meth.
it happened. And you know what's crazy is my meth use really was concentrated to a 1 year period.
I had a 1 weekend period.
And it did the damn thing. It definitely did the darn thing. So
Yeah, it was. Yeah, my weekend totally just like taught me everything I needed to know. But then the fact that I like am able to have that conversation, it is kind of like, damn, maybe every drug is worth doing. Maybe everything is worth doing because then you will never be caught in a conversation unable to talk about that thing.
I'm not going to do no meth.
you
to
don't
have a
need to.
conversation.
AD.
I am cool.
You don't need to. The thing about this too is meth makes you so hyper aware that every subtle detail is embedded in your brain and you never lose sight of it because it makes you so focused. Whereas like
That's interesting because that is kind of how that weekend was for me. Is I kind of like remember everything.
like
Yeah.
as opposed to Xanax,
Yeah,
you like
nothing.
I'm still remembering things that I forgot 15 years ago.
I
was in.
have Xanax memories that are just like whole nights where I know I kicked it with tons of people, tons of girls, famous people, whatever, and I don't remember shit.
You know, you guys are literally doing what you said you didn't want to do.
Yeah, but we're just getting it out there. No, but we are not going into specifics.
Right.
Although for me, my meth thing was specific. But anyway, I just wanted to comment on that.
Nah, it's love, and like at the end of the day, we
No
just
pun
go.
intended.
We pushing the line, baby. We making it make sense.
We're making great content happen. I also just wanted to say this, is that I feel like we're at least trying to initiate a new era of No Jumper content in which we have maybe a little bit more solidarity between the team and a little bit less
I agree.
petty drama. This has been
Facts.
something that's been discussed at length, whatever. I just feel like at a certain point, it's just we got to start moving better as a unit. And there's just been a little bit too much like, oh, let's stir shit up to make some content. And I think we got to just kind of like really keep it out in the air.
And
That
I
we're
can-
kind of expecting something a little bit
And I
different
can honestly say I'm part of the blame too. Unintentionally, you feel me? But just even having these type of conversations off camera and shit like that shit ain't for the world and shit. So I could say where I played my part in that shit. You know what I mean? Especially this week, this shit got a little out of hand. And I see now like, all right, there's too many fires and there's too many coincidences, you know, with the shit that's happening
well,
right now.
is it you or is it just the fact that it's happening on your platform?
It's not. I just feel like
Because I feel like you're the opposite of that.
no, I feel like I'm the opposite too. But you know, if something happens at No Jumper, that's on Adam regardless. You got to own that. So if something happens on Community Clips, I'm gonna take full responsibility for it. It don't matter who fuck said something, whatever it is. Like I can sit there and I can own that shit. You know what I mean? My intentions are always pure, but you feel me? I just feel like sometimes when people are under this roof, they're like, okay, this is work, and then when they go somewhere else, they're like, all right, I'm having fun and I'm speaking freely, or I'm sipping something, or I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And then people's truths come out, how they really fucking feel. And then it just comes across as messy and shit.
I'm just like being more direct with people. Like when the whole little Blasey thing happened, which to his credit, it was like a 1-minute conversation, and I understand how he didn't think that he was going to be taken as if he was being super literal or whatever. But that would be an example of the kind of thing that I just think we should probably keep out of bounds. It's like having conversations about who gets paid what or whatever, even if it's in jest or joke, and it's like whatever, bro. Like that just doesn't need to happen.
That's just lame.
And Blasey got it right away when I said it. I said it to Flacco the other day where I'm like, look, I know you're going to do whatever the fuck you're going to do on live stream and shit, but you making videos about pot lord and all this kind of shit, it just doesn't need to happen. It's not. And the main reason why is like, it's almost like a reality check. Like, bro, this is not going to do anything good for you. This is just not going to blow you up. Everybody who wants to hear a conversation about Pot Lord and Blasey already knows who Poetic Flacco is. And it's like the same reason why I've had this conversation with Vlad and Academics is that we have nothing to gain from beefing with each other.
Right.
Because everybody who knows about Academics or knows about Vlad probably knows about me. 90% of our fan bases know about each other. So it's like we're just not going to grow through having, confrontations with each other or whatever. So it's better for us to just stay on the same page. Whereas, Academics beefing with Lil Baby is probably good for him. He gets to make some content. People are excited. They're talking about him. I get that. Talking about people in Flacco's case who are like have less followers than you is not doing anything for you besides just it gives you something to talk about. But like, where's the growth in that?
Plus, it fucks up the vibe.
It
Yeah,
It
right.
makes it really awkward.
And Flacco's fucking delusional. Like I see a fucking David Russell thing says AD drives a $350,000 car.
I was thinking,
he has
I'm
a
like,
$10 million contract. I'm like, no, nigga, I'm doing very well for myself. but
350,000. I'm like, that is like a fucking Lamborghini.
That's way off. But no, like I kind of
It's only 325. Come
I
on.
don't know anything about how much a Lamborghini costs. For the record, there's probably some
I drive
car
a
dealers out there.
very, very nice car, but it's not no 350,000. But I think the shit started with you, Adam. And
Which
let me
one?
tell you why.
Ooh.
You said you made $1 million a month with No Jumper. After that,
I'll never be allowed to forget about this.
Yes. So after that, I feel like all the hosts was like, hold on, they're trying to crunch the numbers. They do. Me personally, and I had a conversation with Adam about this shit too, is that anytime somebody tells me about my money, that I get paid here and shit like that, I've always said I get paid well. Even when I'm talking to academics for 5 hours, and he's like, "Hey, you ain't getting 250? You not getting 300? Oh, you ain't getting." I'm like, I'm not gonna say nothing because at the end of the day, you my homeboy. I don't want to make you look bad in any type of situation, or there ain't no conversations that we need to be having outside of the team. But when it comes down to everything else, bro, like the only person that I've ever disclosed how much I made was to house phone one time, and that was only to get the battery in his back because I was like, bro, I'm over here making this, and he like, wait, you making that? All right, let me get my show now and let me do that. So it was more of a motivation for him because right after that, he pressed the issue on getting disconnected and wanted to be on camera more and do more shit.
But then, like, the thing is that if Blasey was getting rejected on trying to talk about money from me or Josh, then I would understand him saying some slick shit on a podcast or whatever. But that's not the case. Like, we just haven't had that conversation. I'm totally willing to have that conversation with anybody about their compensation. And it's just like, I don't know. It's just like that's like a fake narrative. And now I got to read that in my fucking Twitch chat or whatever. And it's like, it's not a big thing, like the amount of shit that I'm getting about it. But it's just like, this is just an example of stuff that we don't really need to be doing. Like, I was thinking, I use the TDE example for you. What would TDE do in any given situation? If rewind the tape a couple years ago, Kendrick's still at TDE. If somebody asked Kendrick, how's J-Rock? And him and J-Rock were just fucking fighting in the studio the night before or whatever. Who knows? Maybe I'm sure that there's been behind the scenes drama. I assume Kendrick's still just gonna say, "That's my brother. I love him."
Of course,
right? Like, you just don't. We don't need to be putting the drama shit out there. And if you can't think of anything to talk about to get views without talking about the drama shit, then you need to really check yourself because that's just not energy that I'm looking for people to be bringing on this shit.
And that's what me and Lush before we even got on here was talking about. Because I know, like, with me personally, and Lush, I can say Lush is the same for Lush. I'd fuck with everybody here,
right?
You feel me? If I dislike you, you're not gonna have to hide. I mean, you're not gonna have to figure it out. I'm gonna let you know. You feel me? And that's what it's gonna be. And whatever comes from that, that's what comes from that. But whenever I have a dispute with Adam, I get mad at Adam and I call Adam because this is my homeboy. Anybody that I fuck with, I can call you. And if we can't handle it the right way, then we can handle it a different way. You know what I'm saying?
And on top of that, a lot of people are letting the fans perpetuate the negativity. And maybe because I was involved in the battle rap community for so long and have been in the public eye and dealt with online communities that were like really ravenous when it comes to content and all that, I kind of know how to navigate that a little bit. So if somebody says like, yo, AD was talking shit about you, or even post a clip where AD says something that could potentially be taken out of context, I'm not going to allow it to make me upset and then go off on him publicly. You know what I mean? If anything, I would address it with him off cam, or I would look at the full clip and be like, oh shit, he really ain't even say all that, you know?
And that's kind of like the Flacco situation.
I wasn't even going to say it. But
Wait, he squashed it with you earlier?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
What was he mad at? Just the stinky comments?
No, it wasn't even just a stinky comment. He said that he felt like Lush has other motives, like he's really this Dr. Evil looking villain. He's here to destroy. I don't know.
Destroy No Jumper?
I don't know.
No.
Wow.
I think that he felt like I was maliciously attacking him and trying to tear him down. And somebody in his Discord had sent him a clip of me saying some shit, and he was like, damn, and it, you know, made him feel some type of way. But then when he's like, this morning, I guess he finally watched the entire clip, because I tried to reach out to him and smooth it over, and like he was kind of like not responding. And then
he literally was running from you.
Yeah. And then at a certain point, I'm like, you know what? Like, I did my part. I don't want to have this negativity with him, because Flacco's easy to make fun of, and he truly did stank when I said that he stank. You feel me? Like, I was good, and I'm glad that we squashed this.
Lush stands on his shit.
Y'all know what the plan was. I was literally going to give him 50 different fucking sticks of deodorant, some Irish Spring.
And I'm Joe Biden. I was about to fund Ukraine. I was gonna cut the check for the deodorant.
Yeah, you feel me?
I told him I would just use them for the next couple of years.
Like, and I'm glad it didn't come to that point, because he wound up hitting me this morning and was like, look, I saw something on my Discord. Somebody sent me a clip, and then I wound up watching the entire clip, and it wasn't malicious. Because the reality is, I've always publicly spoke on how valuable Flacco is. I feel like he's one of the most important people over here. His contributions, the fact that he has like a divisive nature with what he says. It makes for great conversations on a
And he
podcast.
gets the news and is up on the news,
Oh,
especially
100
the drama shit more than pretty much anybody, right?
Yeah.
100%. And I respect him too, because even today, he's like, yeah, I'm learning how to make my own thumbnails, and I'm trying to, focus on making better thumbs for Photoshop and stuff too. So he really takes his job very serious and his craft, and he keep doing what he doing. Aside from the messy shit, he gonna continue to be great.
I'm just very concerned with like elevating the conversation and the discourse and stuff. And like for instance, this morning we had a nice long healthy debate about affirmative action. And I
Yeah.
thought it was a very interesting conversation. It's the kind of thing that if we get into it on the podcast will probably be good. And I just think that's like such a better use of our time to be having conversations about sort of high-minded shit. Or, we could be talking about messy ass rap shit. I have nothing against that either. But it's just like what I don't think is really a good use of our time is just talking about this dumbass insular shit. And it's like other people, I've been telling them that in the chat too. Like I just think a lot of people have a lot more potential than just talking about this boring ass drama
We
shit.
just need more camaraderie. You know what I'm saying? Even like the Christmas event last year, I felt like that brought everybody together more. It need to be more activities that motherfuckers do with each other and shit like that. Because if we just looking at this shit like, oh, that's just somebody I work with, you're never going to have the respect to say something nice or whatever. You're going to speak your mind when you're at home or you're on your own platform and shit like that.
Well, also like when me and you we were the main ones debating this morning about affirmative action.
Two white guys in a fucking pretty much exclusively black group chat talking about affirmative
I ain't
action.
gonna lie, I was knocked the fuck out. This is a long weekend.
You have that feeling when you look at your phone and you see like Melvin's room, 183 unread messages.
Literally, I'm like this. Affirmative action.
But the thing is this, we're able to have those conversations without personalizing it.
Right.
And that makes for healthy debate. As soon as it starts being like there's name calling or you're getting on someone's helmet specifically, like that's when things go left every single time. And like, look, I am sacrificing so much shit for this podcast as far as like I'm putting my entire personal life. There's very few things that I'm keeping private. You know what I mean? Like I'll count the amount of corns in my shit for the sake of content. at
Oh,
this
I would
point.
love that.
Please
yeah,
don't do that.
That would
Like,
be
yeah.
great. Fill
Like-
me in. How many kernels?
That's what I'm saying. I go that far to the point where not my ex who I recently split up with, but my ex-wife who I had. Y'all seen the clip where I'm talking about the LSD trip that
Yes.
she ruined and all that? She finally took a gander at that footage.
And what'd you say?
I'm kicking it yesterday. I'm at the Santa Fe Springs swap meet. You feel me? Walking around, doing the damn thing. She's blowing up my text talking about like, you need to have this removed immediately. Blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm a stupid ass cunt. Blah, 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 blah. And she's like going super hard, felt attacked. She's like, how dare you talk about my autism when you're on the spectrum too?
Oh my God.
I'm like, bitch, you love fucking Harry Potter. You're fine as fucking. You love Harry Potter.
Love on the
Like,
spectrum.
Yeah, you hella.
I love Harry Potter.
No, but this bitch is way too fine to be a part of Hufflepuff. You feel me? Like this bitch is you know what I'm saying? She got beef with Slytherin. Like it's
Oh, she's like into it like that.
entrenched. Does like cosplay. Like
what?
Yeah.
She ever try to hit you with that wand?
My girl's like that too, bro.
I was hitting her with the wand on the regular.
She doesn't do cosplay, but my girl's like fully in it. They probably love each other.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Your ex could try to convince my girl to leave me.
You know what? You should just have her on Plug Talk. Fuck that bitch. You feel me? Like
Send me the gram.
That's literally like.
Well, it is
fuck
your
her.
ex-wife for a reason.
Yeah.
Shoot the OF.
Fuck you.
But here's the thing.
Bust
Here-
with the ops.
She got so mad, and at the end of the day, we had a very contentious relationship. And a lot of it, 98%. All jokes aside, 98% of it. And the dysfunction that we had was all caused by me, all caused by my addiction, all caused by my neglect, all caused by my ego. I totally to the point where when we were getting a divorce, even though I knew that she was kind of scandalous for the last fuck cheating, this bitch had a whole relationship.
Oh,
A whole relationship.
the same thing you just said that you did.
Right. But
Fair game.
and I guess
But she
that
did
was,
it to you, which is fucked up.
No, but, and like I wasn't even mad because I had created such an unstable environment for her,
Right.
And was like that, like you know, she was trying to get her citizenship, all that. I could have been like, boink, you are back to Iceland or fucking
I was
Chechnya.
say, this is not the French girl.
No, this is
Okay.
this bitch is from Canada. You feel me?
But that's the weird thing about being early in your life and you end up in a relationship with a girl, but you're still young enough that even if you're really happy with the girl and even if you really like her and you could see yourself having a good thing with her, to me, it was always really hard to get in a relationship because I'm like, I meet girls every day. So it's like, how am I going to really start building something with you when I kind of just know that A, I'm not going to be faithful, and B, I just don't know what's out there. Like I always felt like I am not anywhere close to where I'm going to get to, you know? And it turns out that once I got to where I was going, that I was going to just pretty much stay in the house.
You just got to try.
But
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
this is way too coherent of a thought for like somebody in active addiction that
Yeah.
like literally is operating on the lowest common denominator. I'm like, I was thinking like an iguana. I'm like, sex, food, drugs.
when
I'm
you're
like,
on drugs, your mind is like that way more. Yeah.
literally, I'm a fucking what are they? I'm like a Gia monster. You
Right.
feel me? Like I'm literally.
You have the
operating-
frying pan with the eggs. This is your brain on drugs.
I remember looking at my phone when I was coming off Xans. Like the next day, I would look at my phone like during the time period when I was coming off Xans, and it would be like me hitting up every girl I'd ever known in my entire life. Like
Dick pics.
sad situation. Like somehow my brain felt like it could only be healed through vagina in that moment.
Bro, I would make insane purchases. I would like literally I'm like on eBay buying fucking like Dior
Coors Light hat.
Dior glasses, like stupid ass shit. Like and it would like every day there's packages coming to
to
the
make
crib.
yourself feel better.
Yeah, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like ordering shit.
That's
on
like
Xanax.
the worst.
See, I wish I had anything that I wanted to buy. It's just like I have just nothing. The other day I tried to order a bunch of workate equipment and my card didn't work for some reason, and I just got frustrated and threw it across the room.
$1 million a month. We're
Forgot
down the
about
window. We're going down, y'all. Donate. Please donate.
Yeah.
Adam
Abandoned
can't buy the
ship.
workout gear. He about to turn the Liver King. He just has his axe.
I know it's just like my fucking. I was probably putting in the wrong zip code or something, but
So who usually does the purchases? Is it Josh or
normally I
someone?
just tell my girl, "Hey, I won't buy this." She's like, "All right, I'll order it."
Yeah.
So you really miss your family. Can't even buy no fucking gym shit.
He can't even Uber Eats without her.
You're nothing without Lena.
Yeah, I don't even know how to use Amazon.
So easy.
I
Probably
just
the
I don't
easiest.
know. Like I used to order books on it, but I've never ordered anything besides books on
Yeah, I
Amazon.
know. I ain't ordered
You
no
literally
gym.
like built an internet empire from scratch, but you can't order something on fucking Amazon.
I always had a redacted or a Josh to be like, "Hey, order that." I don't know. It's just like never something I really got into. Like I used to order books on Amazon, but I never got past books. That's weird, right? I know they have everything.
I do that now because I'm like, my girl will be like, "Oh, click on the keyless entry thing so they can open up the fucking garage and drop the packages off." I was like, I didn't even know you had fucking have that shit.
Yeah, like we have that kind of stuff, and I don't know how to use it. There's an app for my gate.
Yeah, I got that.
That's half the reason I hate being single.
My cue.
There's an app for the temperature in my house.
That's great.
I don't use it. I walk over and I fucking turn the little knob. I don't use the app.
I use it for
I don't know.
lights.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense. You could. I know I could play music through the speakers in my house. There's an app. Never downloaded it. I don't know. What am I describing right here? What is this malfunction in my brain? My refusal to like engage with my own home in any way.
That's
great.
exactly-
The Alexa. I never had it
But like what you're describing is like 80% of the reason I hate being single.
because
like-
you're an idiot and you won't figure all these things out. Yeah,
Well,
same,
Me, I don't
same.
want. Me, I don't want to wash clothes.
That what do you mean?
Yeah.
Who the fuck washes clothes? Like I'll buy new shit before then. Like I hate it.
When my girl met me, I was buying my eggs at 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Is that fucked up?
that is fucking terrible.
But they have eggs.
They also have Lunchables.
Well, they don't have that many eggs. They'll usually have like 3 cartons, so I would buy all of
I'm
them.
not gonna lie, and no offense to 7-Eleven, but every time I get the boiled eggs from 7-Eleven, they taste super acidic.
The
for some
hard-boiled
reason.
eggs?
Yes.
Who the fuck, first of all, eats hard-boiled eggs?
From 7-Eleven. No,
Yeah.
the hard-boiled eggs are great.
Nah, nah.
100%.
Brothers.
Yeah.
Black
that
Adam.
That's just,
In theaters now.
that's just not tight.
You don't like
Hard-boiled
hard-boiled
eggs?
eggs?
Not really.
With a
fool.
little seasoning
The
salt.
fuck?
I don't know, bro. It's like that ain't really it.
Aren't you Jewish?
Why do you like?
But I feel like they eat that.
What is your
First of all-
what is your ideal breakfast?
First of all, like, what is this like allegations? You're trying to like.
Oh, you're not
put
Jewish?
No, I have like I said before, I have 25% Hebrew DNA. Jews do not claim me at all.
But the Jews do. Well, but they don't claim anybody who ain't with their like they're real shit. Like they're not like looking for people to claim, right?
So by Jewish law, it's whatever religion your mother is.
Yeah.
My mother's Catholic Italian.
We're eating.
So you have
You
Jewish
feel me?
blood, but you are not a Jew.
Right.
You don't observe any traditions.
No, I got a circumcision, not a bar mitzvah, and my circumcision wasn't religious.
Did you ever practice Hanukkah?
No, I mean like I've been at homies' houses and like
That would be fucking great to get
Hanukkah's
presents
kind
that
of
much.
lit.
We always had a yarmulke growing up.
I feel like kids on Hanukkah, like even though you get more presents, it's like more smaller presents. Christmas,
Yeah,
you like
yeah.
balling out.
Because you have to get them 8 presents, so you
Yeah.
can't get them any one big thing.
Maybe one day you'll get something tight, but it's not really all that. And for me, my birthday's a week before Christmas, so December
sucks.
No, it's dope.
Mine's on Thanksgiving this year, just so you guys know. And also,
You're a
mine's,
Sag too, yeah?
yeah, and mine is exactly a month before December, so I have this whole nice little holiday season where I
should
get to
fuck a
celebrate
turkey.
stuff.
Holiday season.
Oh my god, I fucking forgot to tell OJ the Juice Man about Yuri fucking the Orange.
Damn.
And I also wanted to ask him if he'd ever
Riley's
been
shaking her
mistaken for
head,
OJ
too.
Simpson.
Did you bring up Short Bus Shorty to him?
Yes.
Thank God. All right. Thank God. What did he have to say about that?
Not feeling it.
I'm sure he was pissed.
He said people come up to him all the time singing the lyrics, thinking that it was him.
Oh man. Oh man.
Imagine you're OJ the Juice Man, someone comes up to you, short bus, shorty.
No, that's disrespect.
No, but I shouldn't even give this away. But the fucking thing that the reason why everybody has to watch it is because I said to him, I said, you know what, like when I'm listening to that song, he says the thing about him still getting Blumpkins. And OJ's like, what's a Blumpkin?
You had to describe what a Blumpkin was to OJ the Juice Man.
I will spare everybody telling them exactly what he said, but it's worth watching just for the one moment of me explaining a Blumpkin to OJ.
Oh, cut that.
Yeah,
One of those?
a little bit that energy.
He said, "I."
Imagine I would literally pay OJ Juice Man to do a video with Kurt Mack.
That'd be hilarious.
I'm definitely here for that.
But I gotta like write the song. Not write the song, but like I gotta help out
Bro, I
because.
would love to write a record for Crip Mac. Are you fucking kidding?
But
That'd
we've
be
seen
so
what
tight.
happens when he writes his own records. They're pretty all over the place. Like I think he needs a little bit of like somebody in his corner to say like, "Hey,
The song.
let's keep it in line here."
He's got to let Crip Mac just do his thing.
Dog,
Nah,
his shit
but we've
with
seen what happens when he does his
Western
thing.
Ave bubble bath.
no, the one with him and DW Flame is hard. Shit was hard, cuh. Rainy days, cuh. I fucking love that song.
But Krimac has such range, like when it comes to the fried chicken and watermelon song or whatever the fuck that
shit.
was.
I love fried chicken. You like
Yo.
juice? I like beer. Amazing.
I still feel
disrespectful.
like if I had been able to like really get in there and manage him, that I would have been able to make him a big rapper.
I don't think he still would have
I
went to
told
jail.
him that he could sign to Gucci Mane. That might be a little
would
bit of false hope.
You would want that responsibility?
No, that's why I didn't, because I don't want to be affiliated with anybody who's putting out that kind of energy. But that's the homie. In terms
Right.
of having a business relationship. Have you seen the Mo3 documentary that Traplo Ross did?
I got to watch that.
His manager was getting his ass beat all over the place. There was his Mo3's ops were catching him lagging and beating him
They
up.
had the video of that before, though.
They caught him mad times. I'm not trying to be on that type of time with Crip Mac.
And
you for sure going to get slid for that.
Hell yeah.
And Mo3's manager was already doing a bunch of crazy shit on his own before he was even managing it.
What was he doing? What's his name? Rainwater?
Yo, there's a hilarious story about him getting fronted some money to like bust a move, as he said, do some street shit, and running off on the dude's money. He got paid $1,000 to like bust some move, and he literally
His manager.
Yeah.
Because in the whole documentary, Mo3's like talking to the camera because Yellow Beezy beat him up at one point.
Right.
And there's a video of him like,
There's a
I beat
video.
him up.
Uh-huh.
I beat him up. I did it myself. Like, he's fully claiming it. And Mo3 responded like he not a street dude, yada, yada, yada. He went to high school. He went to college, yada, yada, you know.
I love how going to high school makes you not a street dude.
Well-
he went to high school.
They got different standards out there, I guess, you know.
That's the South is wild. Let's keep it a stack.
It's actually really crazy watching that and realizing how much content Say Cheese and all these other platforms did, and how I interviewed Mo3 and Yellow Beezy right in the middle of that shit. And I did talk about it, but I really didn't know about 90% of the shit that I seen in that fucking 3-hour Traplo Ross video, to be real with
Ross is a goat. Let's keep it a stidnack.
you. Fully goated.
Yeah.
And he can rap his ass off.
I just gave him the blessing. He said, he's like, can I do a video where I talk about the drama that I was wrapped up in? And I had the whole conversation with him, kind of like about what we just talked about the drama and everything, and how I want to minimize it. But I'm also like,
wait, he's gonna make a whole video?
not like that, not main
I'm about to say
channel.
that's amazing.
I think it's
An
second
hour
channel
and a
thing.
half long deep dive and no jumper.
The no
petty
jumper
To
objects.
Yuri. If I see a Trapler Ross main channel upload with Yuri in the thumbnail, oh Lord.
Amazing.
Nah, but I told him, I'm like, tell your story, man. Go for it. But for the host, we're trying to move. It's a little different at this point, but
See, that's what happens when out of towners come to LA. They get into beef. Just ask Trapler Ross.
Trapler Ross and Cripback probably would have been face to face.
No, what we got to start doing is
Shout out Almighty
we
Suspect
got to do
in
it
the
old
building.
school way, Adam.
my fella.
Somebody gets into it. You take them out in the back of No Jumper, have them beat the shit out of each other, shake hands, and then they get back on camera, and they're great.
I don't think that mutual combat is really like something that HR is going to allow
Or
here.
fight to the death, and the next one be the host.
I like that.
But then all of a sudden, like you become dominant about everybody, and then Gina ends up dead in the street because she's the littlest one, right? It's unfair.
I have to protect
Might
Gina.
look like.
We need to protect the Ginas. What are you wearing? No comment. I'm your boss. But Gina has a very interesting shirt.
I never seen Gina
She's
while
not
she's here.
wearing a shirt. She
you-
just
did
got a
y'all-
jacket on. Do you
did-
have? Are there pasty stickers or something to keep that in place?
Yeah.
Thank God.
I was about
Okay.
to say, Flacco, tackle her.
I was about to call HR. Talk to Gina about her outfit. She's like Kelly Kapoor.
Not her,
Huh?
Who's HR?
Josh,
Human relations, Josh.
good luck.
human resources.
Resources. There it is.
Talent. I can dress like this on talent days.
But is this a costume?
Yeah.
Who are you trying to look like? Beyonce?
Did
Gina
y'all
Biz.
see? Did y'all see her costume as Maya on King Magazine?
I did not.
Bruh,
Lying ass.
bruh.
I have a filter on Gina's Instagram, so I don't see any of the sexy pics.
You a damn
Bruh.
lie.
They're all muted.
Well, you fucking
They tag both of y'all all over the post.
they tag me.
Yeah.
I didn't see. I haven't been on Instagram.
That's how strongly I have your sexy posts muted. Is they don't even show up in my feed. I can't see the tags. Nothing.
I'm
Stick
gonna
to
just,
Gina. Stay away from my fucking sister.
I'm gonna just say it like
No.
this. I'm gonna just say it like this. I didn't see it either. You feel me? I didn't see it either.
I appreciate that y'all respect me. That y'all lying.
We respect you so
AD
much.
sent one of his sister's TikToks. I immediately follow her. Within like 30 seconds, AD sends me a screenshot of her to him saying, "Look, Adam followed me." Like instantly. I mean, I like her. She was cool. We hung out with her backstage of the show.
You've been talking about it a little too much.
It's only like the second time.
We're too close. If you offer my sister plug talk,
I just want to follow her
I have
TikTok.
to like literally whoop your ass.
I would never offer anybody plug talk who was not already an adult star. So unless you want to tell me something,
No.
it shouldn't be an issue.
Stick to TikTok, sister.
Booty Talk number 38.
What's that?
But you remember Booty Talk?
Was that a Brian Pumper film?
It was an incredible series of
Booties.
sisters back in the day.
That's what you beat off to?
It's. I'm not gonna say it hasn't happened.
What do you search when you beat off?
I go through phases of different actresses that I tend to.
You got some faves? I wouldn't air it out if I were you.
No plug talk.
I've never jerked off to Plug Talk. I'm not saying it's just kind of weird if I like, dude. Something fucking really disturbing happened one time with me discovering one of my homies doing porn, and after that, like, so. Oh man! All right, fuck it.
Air 'em out. What battle rapper was it?
All right, fuck it. No, I'm not gonna say who it was, but I had heard rumors about my homie doing porn, but I didn't really think about it. And one day, this is when I was with my ex-wife that I'm no longer with, not my recent, the ex-wife. And I was doing it. She was like at her waitressing job, and I was doing a lot of cocaine. And like my ritual at this night was do a line, smoke a bong load of weed with coke on top of it, jerk off, rinse, repeat. And I was like, this is like I had already done it like 6 times, and I'm watching like a bunch of porn. And at that time, like my favorite search. Like my keywords, I'm into keywords. My keyword at the time was blowjob sluts. All right.
Wow.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Yeah, blowjob sluts. Okay. And so, let's just say I had already been through the entire first page, second, third, fourth, fifth. Google is the best place to look up porn, by the way, because if you Google it, then it pops up Pornhub, UJizz, all the different things. So you can just press video.
Well, you reach this point where you realize that the actresses that you like, that there's different videos on all these different sites.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
at a certain point, you're looking at some bootleg ass sites where you're gonna click out of 80 ads, and then all of a sudden you're copping the OnlyFans and you're spending $20 in the DMs.
I have yet to cop an OnlyFans to keep it as full Stidnack with you, but I'm not saying I'm above it. I
How many
probably
you
am.
caught?
No comment.
But anyways, blowjob sluts. I'm on like the 15th page, and
Jesus Christ.
I'll just say there's a video, and I'm not going to get into the intricacies of it. That was along the lines of blowjob sluts, but a little bit more involved. And I'm watching it. I'm jerking off to it. And then I'm like, okay, let's see the next one in the series. Click the next one. I heard a voice that sounded very familiar in the first one, and it was POV. So I'm not really tripping super hard. But
This is how you realized it was your friend?
No, I realized it was my friend because all of a sudden, and the chick in this one was bad. I was like, oh, okay, like we on to something here. And then
full meeting hand.
She's like blowing one dude, and then the other dude runs from behind the camera, goes to eat her ass, and then dick swinging in the wind. It's my homie's face buried in this bitch's ass. I'm like mid-stroke, like 80% to orgasm, and I was like, "Urgh." My shit said, "Durr."
What'd you do? You hit him up immediately?
No, I just told a bunch of our friends.
Just talked about it?
Then I let him know he's one of my best
Did you
friends.
go to the next
day.
page?
No, I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do it.
I mean, what else
But
are you gonna do?
I did revisit it like a year later, and then it was
To
cool.
check out his moves?
No, not just because I liked the chick that was in it. So
And you decided that now you didn't care?
I didn't care at that moment.
You beat off dry?
What do you mean, like without lotion?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need lotion.
Same.
Yeah, I don't need lotion.
What about you?
No lotion.
Nice.
But on so talking about this on Disconnected, they made me feel like I was a heathen because I play with my balls when I jerk off. Like I don't really. That's not that crazy, right?
I've heard a lot of guys do it though. I don't really get
You're
into
a
it.
fucking freak,
I used to
Lush.
hold them.
nut ass freak bull.
I used to kind of hold them, get a grip on them.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not tickling them.
I'll go the extra mile.
I got sensitive balls though.
I'll go the
Me
extra
too.
mile.
Do you?
I like my nuts
I'll
licked,
keep that in
man.
mind. Yeah,
Bro!
licked is good, but suck when that girl goes.
No,
to,
no.
The
If
porn
it's-
star
do that.
girls,
If it's
they
too
think that's
hard,
cool. They,
No,
they
no.
If it's
No.
too hard, that shit hurts.
Yeah, I don't like that. Tongue.
popping it out of their mouth, like this, like suck it, pull it out as far as you can from your body. I got a BMX injury. I smacked my nuts too hard. I'm not into that.
That's not good. Period.
My girl has to talk to, or I'll tell him before we do every scene. I'm like, my nuts are sensitive.
Yeah, I think that's like normal.
No, my shit's more sensitive because I got hit in that shit. I was nutting blood
See, that's what I'm saying. The sacrifices that we go through for our passions.
to be men.
You know what
You
I'm
would have
saying?
been on
Like,
Scarred. Remember that show?
Yo, there was a period of like 5 years where if you rode BMX bikes every day, it would just be people coming up to you on the street like, y'all trying to be on Scarred? And
I
it's
used to
like,
really be
no,
into that show.
I'm trying to do this trick and not end up on Scarred. Like literally me ending up on Scarred is worst case scenario here, you fucking asshole.
I seen
forgot
some of the
about that
wildest
shit.
shit on there.
I know a bunch of homies are on there. They pay you like $200.
To be on there?
Yeah.
That sucks.
but
terrible.
I thought that it was just like compiled footage of accidents. They
Yeah.
encourage you to actually do.
No, it's just
Okay.
like BMXers and skaters. Like they would just hit you up and be like, "Oh, we're trying to pay you $400 for this fucking footage of you falling off a roof or whatever on your bike." You know,
Yeah.
it's a rough way to make a living.
Should have went to Jackass.
That was before. That was probably when they thought that they had to pay more money for that kind of footage, but they just nickel and dime you so hard for any footage that they try to buy off you.
But that's just the industry back then anyway.
Yeah.
Because I just seen like I forgot her name, but she was in the original House Party movie. It's a legendary movie.
Tisha Campbell.
Not Tisha Campbell, the
other one.
The other one. She only got $4,000 for that movie.
I didn't.
I
Chris,
was like, damn.
I thought didn't Chris Rock get like 10 racks for
Yeah, he
Friday?
didn't get- he
Oh, no,
didn't get
Chris
much.
Tucker.
Chris
Chris
Tucker,
Tucker
yeah.
got like 10 G's for Friday.
But for small movie roles, that's pretty normal, I think, to get not paid that
yeah,
much.
no, it's a small indie movie.
I mean,
think
they
it was-
didn't know at the time that these movies were going to be iconic and classic. You know what I mean? But that's kind of fucked up when you think about
Well,
it.
but a lot of people just agree to work for cheap on movies just because they want to get it made, you know?
Yeah, but and it wound up getting distributed, I think, by New Line Cinema. So it's not like the biggest movie house, but it's still like a legitimate institution. So
Right. So you guys think Blueface beat Krishan up or what?
I think they're fucking toxic and they go through all type of shit. And I know what happens when that liquor is involved. Motherfuckers black out.
So this is how the scenario goes. She posts on her story and basically said that Blueface beat the dog shit out of her, yada yada yada, and has like a busted up face and everything. And like I think that you could even hear in the video of him telling her like nobody gives a fuck, shut up, your lips are only good for sucking dick. And then like but then it comes out later, she makes another video announcing actually I threw myself out of a fucking moving car, and that's why my face got all fucked up and everything like that. So it's like both situations seem possible. Like I definitely, I guess, could see him like getting into a physical fight with her, and then that just being how it went. And I also could see her throwing herself out of a car and then lying about it and saying that he beat her up when he didn't. I could really either see both.
Yeah,
both
but
of
that's
those.
Like on some drunk shit.
That's like the cliche abuse victim thing to say, like, no, I got this black eye from falling down the stairs.
Yeah.
But let's be real. You can't play that abuse victim thing when you're openly on camera socking this nigga multiple times
For
and shit
sure.
like that. You
I
can't do
feel
that.
less sympathy for her
Yeah.
if she actually is a victim of domestic abuse here than I feel for almost any other woman in the same situation, because it's just so obvious that this is a toxic relationship. This is why I never had any strong feelings about the Johnny Depp thing. Like, you seem like you were both fucked up people in a relationship, abusing each other and hurting each other. And it's hard for me to really like look at this guy as a monster when it seems like you both get down this way. Like Blueface and Krishan, obviously them laying their hands on each other is not a part of the relationship. It's not enough for them to walk away from the relationship.
Yeah, but
if I laid my hands on my girl one time, I guarantee that either we're breaking up or we're in fucking therapy the next week, because realistically she's just not going to deal with that. They're in a different type of relationship. I have a really hard time looking at him as a monster or thinking like I seen a really viral tweet of people saying, oh, that the TV show that they're doing shouldn't come out because this is glorifying abusive relationships.
people are gonna
that might be
fucking-
fair, but don't put it on him.
They're gonna watch it. But as soon as somebody shits on the bed, it's over. Take it from Johnny Depp. You know what I'm saying? No, but on some real shit, it's like we're seeing the bad effects of this fucking relationship happen in real time. And if it continues like this, it's not gonna end well.
Right.
And I don't think that this show is gonna restore any hope in the relationship that I've already not had.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna watch it.
Man, people are getting canceled for a lot less, but at this point, considering the nature of Blueface's fan base, is he even cancelable? Like, is it gonna really affect him to that degree if he like?
I don't think so. I don't
if
even
he
think
faces
he's
backlash.
Not, he's not even moving around as if that's a possibility, because okay, at one point the Daily Beast put out this whole article about Blueface's house and his reality show, and about how the girls are beating each other up, and about how terrible it was, and how the girls are getting hurt. Whatever. Basically, a huge effort to cancel him. A, you had to pay to access this on their site, so I never read it. But B, you never heard a fucking whisper about it, right? I never heard shit about this. He exists in his own world. He's doing his own thing. I don't feel like there's nobody to tell him that he's not allowed to be in a domestic abusive relationship.
If you're not like super corporate, you don't have to worry about them things in today's times.
But even then, he had that boxing match, which is not like the most corporate thing, and that shit got taken away just because of him getting into a fight where you actually did see him being abusive, I guess you could say, to her. You know, that was enough to get him removed from that boxing match, which is not the most corporate thing. I don't know. They probably had some corporate sponsors maybe who wanted them pulled from it. I'm not sure how quick they were to make that decision. Because if I'm doing a boxing match and Blueface gets in a fight with his girl beforehand, fucking whatever, bro. I already knew this was your image before you got into this, that you guys be doing that, right?
Yeah, but you know, in today's times that everything's so cancelable, you don't even. I can see motherfuckers like we don't even want to associate ourselves with that, because so many people get offended, and you don't know who you're going to offend and what the ramifications of that shit's going to be.
If people get triggered by
Yeah,
it,
for
and
sure.
then it's a wrap. Like, the thing is though,
Who knows how much pressure they had on him?
it's even if you're a perpetrator of abuse, that doesn't mean that you can't be a victim as well.
Right.
So even if she is responsible for her part of it. Like you said, it's just an overall toxic situation.
I would love to see Blueface in the place in his life that he could be in a nice, boring relationship where he doesn't have to be involved with this kind of crazy shit. But I mean, he keeps coming back to it. Why? I don't know. The first couple times that I said anything bad about her on camera, I felt like, oh man, I'm gonna see Blueface and he's gonna know that I said this. At this point, it's just like we've like dismissed their relationship and talked about how it was bad for him so many times when we thought that he was actually done with her.
Was she at the house when we went there?
That was the first thing that happened. Remember, I walked in and I said something about her tooth.
Oh,
And then she said she was going
that
to
is
fuck me
true.
up right away.
Yeah.
And then right away, somebody from Blueface's crew had to basically tell her, like, nah, like, don't say that to him or some shit because she was wilding right away.
I
And
forgot.
that's for sure before he was even fucking with her, like, sexually or anything. Because he denied forever that he was hooking up with her.
At what point, how many tattoos of you would a bitch have to get before you're like disgusted by her?
I'm not gonna be
point?
disgusted. I'm like, well, at least I know that you're down for me.
If my girl got my face tattooed on her throat, I would be looking at her like the biggest idiot walking the face of the planet. What the hell are you thinking?
Go get two more.
That's like you wouldn't get turned off at a certain point.
It depends. The fighting shit, I'm not with that stuff. So that'd have been the end of that.
Well, what
for me.
about just a little AD tattoo? I mean, that's cute.
You can
right?
get a little AD
Or
tattoo,
a little
but-
cute tattoo I could see. I
Get 2 or
personally,
3.
I forbid my girl from getting tattoos when I go with her. I'm like, you just don't do it, please. Don't try to be like me.
You don't got linen nowhere on you?
Nah.
You don't plan on it?
I've thought about it.
Bro, I have a graveyard of fucking bitches' names like all over my body.
My first baby mama was the only woman I got tatted.
Why you got a death metal hoodie on?
Oh, we got this in
You look like you're at a Cannibal Corpse concert.
we got this in Boston.
Oh, that says laced, right? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I forget that
shout out
just
to Lace.
everybody's merch looks like Cannibal Corpse merch these days.
No, but I have my first baby mama's name on me, and it's replaced with the Batman logo now.
You should get your iPod covered up with an iPhone 14. Damn. Bro.
Then it's gonna be old back then, so I'm gonna have to switch it again.
Nah, that's the originator. And think about it like this: the term podcast comes from iPod, right? You feel me? Like that's
That's
I'm
the
keeping
point.
it.
Come on.
The phone doesn't even look like anything at this point.
No, it
it just
doesn't.
looks the same as it's looked for
I
like
can fast
7
forward.
years.
I mean, the thing in the middle is
Yeah,
different.
because it's black
'Cause
and
I
has a
got the-
dial. He has like a colored iPod too.
Damn.
That's harsh. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. The Blueface thing, it's just like at this point, I don't know. Myself personally, I've totally checked out on paying attention to this besides when it spills over into the blogs when there's like a big messy update. I'm not going to watch the show realistically unless it's like so popular that I just have to. I think it's on the Zeus network. So I think that's why that they basically are not willing to get canceled because probably the Zeus network doesn't have to answer to as many higher ups as like fucking
Zeus and Network has some of the craziest shows now.
Really? Like reality show shit?
Yeah.
Really?
They got the Baddies South. They got the one with the gay guys. They be fighting and shit. They got it's just like the wildest, ratchetest shit.
Basically, Bad Girls Club walked so these shows could fly.
Basically.
Did you know that Fubu has their own television network now as well?
I did not know that.
For
For us
real?
bias?
Yeah.
Or are you thinking of Tubi?
No, I'm not. Because Fubu was tagging me on Instagram, being like, "Look at Adam in this clip, realizing that Fubu has a network."
That's crazy.
I forget who told me about it.
That's fire though.
Yeah,
I was ruffling feathers in the FUBU back in the day. I ain't even gonna hold you.
you were rocking Fubu,
What?
bro. One day Yuri came in wearing
FUBU
Fubu, and
Platinum.
he didn't know
He
what it
didn't
stood
know what
for.
Yes. Even before then, I was getting pressed in high school for y'all probably don't even remember Mecca USA. You remember Mecca USA?
for sure.
I had them, which was you're not supposed to wear it if you're white apparently, and like I had the jacket that LL Cool J had in the Hey Lover video, and I wore that, and then I got fucking pressed over that shit.
Bro, that was a wild era where like all the rappers' brands is what everybody wore.
I feel like we're getting back to that. Hopefully,
No, it was
probably not, but
it
I
was-
feel like we should get back
It was
to that.
crazy though, because you had like Fat Farm, you had Vocal, you had G Unit,
Well, to be honest,
Nietzsche, Johnny Blaze,
I thought it was just
Rockaware.
nice.
Rockaware,
Sean
Sean John.
Yeah, that was the greatest era. Now everybody rocking Balenciaga and Dior and shit. It's
That
like, why
is
y'all
true.
rocking fashion
Bring
shit from the
Baby
mall?
Fat back.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's
bitches
one
look
thing.
bad in Baby,
Baby
Fat.
Fat.
One
Come
thing
on.
I never understood about hip hop is like, how the fuck are these people like? They clearly understand the value of supporting their own people, but they won't do it when it comes to clothes.
I know that
I don't
is
get
crazy.
that.
It's a
Black people are
status.
not listening to people make music of other ethnicities. They mostly listen to people that come from their types of backgrounds, right? But why they buy clothes that come from these expensive ass Italian leather designers and shit? I just never
What's
got
the
that.
last piece of merch that you bought?
Probably when we went to Boston together, I bought some fucking Nikes and I bought a Palace hoodie.
Merch?
I mean, like for an artist.
Damn, it's been a fat minute. I think like I didn't mean to. It was like I'll buy like vintage merch. You know what I mean? Like I bought like a Pusha T shirt like straight after the Clips era recently at a thrift shop.
So I
was
respect
really
that.
dope.
I respect
Like,
people wearing stuff that pertains to their interests. And
Yeah.
that's why it annoys me. The other day I was playing poker with a fool. And I know him and he's
With a
cool.
fool.
He's a fucking Asian crypto multi-hundred millionaire apparently, you know? And so like he rocks all designer. He don't know what the fuck he's wearing. His English is not great. He comes in rocking a shirt, a Louis Vuitton shirt that says "Do a kickflip" on the front. I go, "Hey, can you do a kickflip?" He goes, "What's a kickflip?" I go, "Your shirt says "Do a kickflip" on it." He goes, "Oh."
bro, that fool know kung fu. He finna kick and flip you over, dog. What the fuck?
He could buy and sell my entire existence, but this fucking dude, like, I mean, he's just rocking it. Like, you don't fucking care. Like, it means nothing to him. The same way that an American would rock a shirt with some Chinese characters on it and not know what it means and not think twice about it, right?
I know what they mean.
Yeah, it
You
means
speak Chinese?
No, it's just anime.
I've watched so much anime, I speak Chinese now.
I was about to attempt, but that'll be considered racist, so no.
yeah, that shit says like stupid American cocksucker. Like
I remember when I first went to Thailand when I was 19, and I seen little Thai kids just rocking Hitler shirts, Osama bin Laden, swastikas. I don't know. Apparently,
You felt
just
at home, huh?
it just they
Swag.
thought it was normal. I guess like to them, it's like they're not thinking about the meaning of what the shirt is. It's just an iconic image. The same way that people wear the Che Guevara shirt and they don't know what the fuck he did.
right.
It's just, I guess the Hitler shirts kind of went in that category. Although I kind of feel like if you were to go to Bangkok right now, you wouldn't see that. I would hope.
At which point in somebody's life, when they're an adult, does it become creepy if they go to Thailand? If they're not with like a significant other?
I went there on a BMX trip and there was not a lot to ride BMX on. It was a pretty miserable trip.
I'm saying people, you know why motherfuckers are going to Thailand.
No, yeah, for sure. Definitely, I've had a lot of
some
people say that when
strange
they hear that. Yeah. No, I mean, I went to a strip club with the homies and I seen a girl smoke a cigarette out of her vagina. That was like the first strip club I ever went to.
Yeah, you know.
All right,
That made a
pray
pretty
for her
serious
ovaries.
impact on me.
All right, I'm booking my flight. I'm sold.
And she comes
That's all
out.
I needed to hear.
One of the chicks comes out and she had like a neon green like strand, like a whole spool. She's like pulling the super long green neon glow in the dark string out of her vagina.
Yeah.
I grew up quick out there in Thailand, but I didn't. Oh no, I hooked up with some girl. She gave me head with a condom on.
Yeah, but like the thing is,
I met her in a Burger King. She had just had a motorcycle accident. She had like a scab on her knee.
I think that was called a prostitute.
No, I didn't pay her. Well, she was a prostitute, but I didn't pay her. We were just kicking it.
you ran off on the plug twice.
Nah, she just wasn't trying to.
Ran
She
off
was just
on the
fucking with me
plug.
enough to give me head through the condom, but she wasn't expecting money in exchange, which was pretty nice of her.
Doing God's work.
And I got picked up by an elephant.
Okay.
I'll never forget that.
After the head,
That I think was earlier in the trip.
Dumbo just bust through the room, and you
No.
jump on his back, and you guys fly out.
There was these girls we were kicking it with, and they had these little motor scooters, right? And I'm scared of motorcycles and motor scooters. I refuse to drive one, right? But I sit on the back. This girl literally probably weighs 100 pounds, and I'm on the back of her little motor scooter thing, and she's blasting down the fucking highway, super busy ass streets and shit. And we go to this gun range, and I didn't shoot any of the guns, but they had an elephant chilling at the entry to the gun range, and you could like get picked up by the elephant, and they would take pictures of you. So he wraps his fucking snout around me and just picks me up in there. What is it? A trunk? It's not a snout.
Trunk.
Pig has a snout.
They like damn near as smart as us, I think. Like elephants are hell of advanced creatures.
Dude, that was the fucking craziest trip. I drank snake blood.
How was that?
I had to go home and take a nap. Made me feel fucked up.
Damn.
They take the snake and they just take a knife and just goosh, just right down the snake's body, slit it, and the blood just pours into this fucking cup. And then I just drank it. Took a shot of that snake blood.
Free condom head, motorcycle ride through the city, elephant lift, and snake blood. Damn, Thailand.
I called it a boring trip. Yeah, it sounds cool when you put it like that. Yeah.
You feel me?
I'm gonna be real with you though. Bangkok stunk.
Yeah.
I hope it's not that bad still, man. It's fucking hard walking around out there.
Thai food is fire though.
A lot
Thai
of it.
food is amazing.
The
Yeah.
food out there is very different than what you're thinking of
Yeah,
Thai food here.
I heard a lot of people get sick because they can't handle it.
I've seen a cart of all like just a guy selling all these like pieces of meat and all this different food and stuff, and there was just a deep fried frog. Like a couple of them, like just deep fried, fully, kind of looked like a chicken breast from Popeyes, but it was a frog.
See, there's this best food show ever I watch on fucking YouTube, and he always stays in Thailand. I see him eat some crazy shit.
He's probably into some other weird shit too.
He's a very popular YouTuber though.
I tried
He
watching.
always wears a red bandana.
I tried watching the. Oh,
So
that
he's
guy.
the- so
I
he's
know
the
what you're talking
ops?
about.
He's a blood.
Oh yeah, you are a Crip, huh?
I'm not a Crip.
Anymore?
I function with the Crips though.
You're a BG knockout. You renounced your Crippin'.
No, I function with the Crips. I never was like we function with them.
I never watched the clip of Falaco calling you out.
Nah, he just
Because he
was-
hates his guts.
No, he said he said what I was or whatever. Like I don't deny where I'm from.
Tomorrow when I'm playing poker on stream, maybe I'll review some Lush battles and music videos.
Ooh, let him know. Come on.
Check me out on Twitch, guys. I reviewed the new Long Beach Griffey podcast that's not even out yet. I watched it yesterday while I was streaming
Oh,
fools-
you've been on Twitch a lot more.
because I don't have a family. My
I
family
know.
left me. All of a sudden, I'm a gamer.
Does Twitch and YouTube have beef?
Yes.
Is that like
Well, I mean, the situation is that Twitch is basically like having a really hard time financially. So they're basically just doing all this goofy ass shit to make more money, like guaranteeing streamers amounts of money to play 8 minutes worth of ads every single hour and all this kind of shit.
I was the one that was into that shit too.
You did that for a minute?
What? Because I mean, you don't get shit with ads on here.
I'm
so when they
noticing
say
that-
we'll give you this amount, like $1,400 guaranteed ads, like yeah, why not?
See, when I saw Ludwig made a video talking about it, he's talking about some of his friends getting offered 20, 40K a month. So like amounts that would be
Shit.
like really hard to say no to. But that's also
Well,
probably
they're bigger streamers though.
and that's people who stream like 50 hours a week too.
Yeah.
But either way, like YouTube now is getting a lot better with the features, and like now you can have memberships and like I mean,
Handles.
they're just really like doing everything they can to come for Twitch's throne. The thing for me with Twitch, the reason why I like it is just because I can sit there and I can watch somebody's podcast or I can listen to some music and I'm not going to get in trouble. This fucking channel has a strike warning on it because I was streaming poker one day and I forgot that I was streaming on YouTube, and it was when like a new Tyler the Creator album came out. So I was just listening to it. I listened to like 4 or 5 songs in a row. Boom, our channel has a fucking strike warning.
that's
But
crazy?
YouTube was about to have it to where that's not going to happen anymore.
Really?
That's what I've been hearing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, you would figure the content ID system would just recognize it and then it would get monetized to who owns that.
Well,
Like,
you know, they were saying basically the artist will. It was a big thing like a month ago where they're saying basically everybody's going to get a piece.
Oh yeah,
of the shit.
But I still think it might be different for live streaming, where it's like if I upload a video, that's like if I upload a video and it has a Tyler the Creator song in it, Tyler the Creator will get like 80% and I get a chunk of it. I feel like it's different with live streaming because what they're trying to eliminate is people making channels where they just play people's albums in their entirety, and that basically makes Tyler the Creator lose money, you know.
but you
I
could
think
do
people have been trying to
reactions
do that.
though, right? Like, can't you do live reactions and shit? Like,
But
On YouTube,
it's
very
weird.
mixy. Be careful.
Yeah.
really?
It's weird, yeah.
It's because you'll see a lot of streamers. I mean, like you have somebody like DJ Ghost who will sit there. He can review something, or academics can review something. I'm pretty sure he don't get strike. He can monetize it. It's like then you do it, and it's like, oh, you can't do this shit at all.
I'm paranoid about uploading that clip of you and OJ the Juice Man to TikTok because he's holding a blunt. I don't even think it's lit, but he is holding a blunt. And it's like, it's so funny the way you start rapping his song to him, and then he starts rapping it back to you, and you and OJ the Juice Man are just vibing so hard. And I want to put it on TikTok, but I think I might send it to Bossa Nova and be like, hey, blur this blunt.
Yeah, blur the blunt.
Unlit blunt.
Because
Shout out to YouTube though.
Shout out YouTube.
I just got a rep.
I'm very excited about YouTube just because they're monetizing the shorts, and I want to see what that's
And
like.
that's gonna be
That's
gonna
gonna
be
change
great.
everything.
But even with these handles they have now,
Yeah.
that's going to open more doors as well too.
But that's in direct competition with TikTok, essentially. That's
Yeah.
like their response to TikTok.
But then
right?
TikTok, like 2 weeks after YouTube announced that, they said, fuck it. We're doing the same thing. We're giving half of the money from your TikTok. So we'll see who actually pays more. But the fact that this is now something that's going to be able to be a real business for people, like think about how many people people in the hood or wherever on TikTok are just going to be able to all of a sudden have a couple $100 or however. Who knows what the money might look like?
Nigga, my
but
fucking dad. They're doing
yeah, but your
these
dad has
fucking-
1.6 million
Yeah,
or
but
some
I'm
shit.
just saying the fact that he's doing T-Mobile ads and shit now, I'm like, off of this shit is fucking wild.
It's amazing.
Yeah, but
How the fuck does he get that kind of gig?
he has his ways. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hook me up, Armand. No, wait, Roro.
Who?
Roro Douglas. Your dad.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Rory.
know what you were saying.
Rory.
Don't call my dad Roro.
Why can't I call him
It's
Roro?
like a female name.
No, Roro is cool.
No, but a
If
lot
you
of
got a homie named Rory, you can call him Roro. Note.
but a lot of motherfuckers like
Just don't call him Rory.
I respect, like, even with the deal I got with Caffeine, they were like, we can't compete with YouTube. Stick to YouTube, do your shit on YouTube and stuff like that. You know, it's the other people that they're like, all right, we're going to try to, you know what I'm saying, attack and do all the extra shit. So, I mean, if I think about it, I watch more YouTube than I do watch regular television.
Yeah.
It's too open. And how long YouTube been out for now?
Since 2005.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's been such a big part of how we digest content now. It's like, it's not going nowhere. So anybody that thinks that they're going to be able to compete with YouTube.
And I have stated this theory before, but I'm just going to say it again. When we talk about the reason why music isn't selling the same way it used to, I think it is an underrated fact that somebody like AD, who is a pretty, like, he's not, you know, you're not somebody who is spending every second of your time watching YouTube in 2010 or 11 like me. But the times have changed. 2022, you're a guy who, you know, 10 years ago, you might have spent a lot more time watching TV. You probably would have spent a lot more time listening to music. And now you're telling me that you get in the car and you're listening to a podcast more than half the time as opposed to music. That to me is just a lot less music people are listening to. And I'm not saying it's the only reason that hip hop streams are down, but I do think that, like, when Spotify says that 20% of their streams or some shit are podcasts now, I mean, a part of that is taking away from music sales.
And
No,
see,
1,000.
And then two, I just feel like there isn't a lot of excitement in hip hop right now that it needs to be. Like, it's been a dry spill year. Like, other than Glorilla coming out with F and F, I felt like that was the one anthem that, like, okay, everybody, like, it kind of brought fun to the industry, and there's not a lot of fun right now.
Girls are running shit right
They
now.
running shit.
Kind of a ghost town.
like-
It's like a lot of music is mid right now. It's like nothing to be, you know, it's only certain artists now that I feel like 9 o'clock comes, I want to listen to their shit.
I got very few on my list these days. I'm gonna be real with you. Like in 2016 and 2017, if you would have asked me, like, who are the new rappers that are coming out that you're excited about, I would have had a whole list. Every different month, I would have had a different list. And now I don't know what the fuck I would say.
I was just saying I was talking to Jason earlier. He's like, "What's the last rapper you were super juiced about?" And honestly, it was Rio. Like, since Rio, there hasn't been anyone that made me that excited as to where I just want to consume all their content, learn everything about them, do a deep dive.
Well, its music is so saturated because it's like, how the fuck can we even keep up with so many fucking albums drop every fucking week? Like,
Rico Trap.
who's that?
Rico Trap.
That's what you into right now?
Whoops. This is all I gotta say. This part.
Bitch, why you share your pussy not the
Asshole.
She like, why you bring that up?
Oh, the Harry Potter.
Asshole.
This shit hard.
Through my phone, they know the passcode. Dumb bitch.
It's my birthday. You would have known that if you loved me in the first place.
You don't even love yourself.
No, you don't.
I don't filters then.
You thought you was off the hook? Well, I'm about to reel you in. Oh my God.
Yeah, he tweaking.
I'm gonna sign him.
He has that on, is that on like DSPs?
How the fuck this motherfucker got 1.7 million on TikTok? I never heard of him until this clip started going viral. Shaboing boing.
And you know what's crazy is I think it was the first month where this changed. Like, Spotify was the streaming service that had the most revenue. It was generating the most revenue for artists up until it was, I want to say, July or actually it was a little sooner. It was like April of this year.
But I saw
was the
a
first
video-
month that TikTok generated more revenue than Spotify.
That's crazy.
I saw a video from a dude saying that you make way more money as an artist from Spotify than from Apple Music. Or no, from Apple Music than from Spotify.
Yeah, well,
and I think it's because Spotify has the free tier.
Well, also, yeah, anything that has the more streams, like the more accessible it is, the less money you make.
But-
so
And I guess you make less if you're on playlists.
No,
That's not true.
Like a playlist view is going to earn you less money on average.
that's not
You don't
true.
think so?
No,
That's what
no,
this
no.
guy. That's what I was kind of getting from it
you
because
actually get more because them curated playlists, like, you're guaranteed to get a certain amount of streams that you wouldn't get otherwise than being on there.
The value of the stream is determined by the country that it comes from
That
and their
too,
currency.
yeah. Like if
That's
you're
really-
huge in fucking Brazil or something that doesn't have as many advertisers bidding on that ad inventory,
that's what it
it's
is.
going to be worth way less.
That's
if you're
what
in
it is.
fucking Russia where the economy is collapsed to shit, you know, you could be super popular out there and it's not going to be bringing as much money.
Like 1,000
Same thing
streams,
on YouTube.
1,000 streams in Russia is like one in America. And what's also just to further strengthen what your point was, not only are podcasts becoming increasingly popular, but YouTube for the past several years has been the most frequently like place where people stream music. People are literally going to YouTube to listen to music more than Apple Music, more than Spotify.
What's the first thing that anybody does when you hear about an artist or a new song? You go to see if there's a video there,
Right.
And if it's a video there, you're going to consume it right there.
And then even the topic
download
video, which is what's generated through digital streaming platforms, people are going to go click on that.
I was thinking about this when I was talking to OJ Juice Man. Is like, for that moment in time, OJ Juice Man was basically like Lil Baby, you know, or like Gucci was really, but like, you know, he was sort of like, he was like the new cool Atlanta artist at that moment, but it was so much harder to monetize your existence at that time. Like he said that the most he ever got for club performances and shit was like $15K, and that people like really told him like, don't ask for more than that, don't ask for more than that, you know, like because you don't want like them to catch feelings or whatever, or feel like you're priced out on working with them. And it's like now when you see how big rap is, it's like a totally different thing. And all during
Especially in the South.
there was this like dark era of music, like late 2000s and like early 2010s, where it was just really hard to monetize music, and you've seen
Right.
a lot of artists who came out and like they weren't really able to build like the kind of business out of their shit that people are able to now.
I feel like a lot of that changed with like Wiz. Like he was one of the dudes that ushered in the new era. And what's tight about OJ, that was like the era of trap music prior to the Migos, prior to Future and all those dudes popping off, when it was like it felt extra authentic, and the whole folklore around
Him
guys.
and Scooter and-
I was gonna say, and the folklore around OJ and Scooter was these dudes don't even really give a fuck about music because they're making so much money off the streets
Right.
that this is just a secondary source of income for them, and they're not even really tripping like that.
Yo, OJ told me some wild street stories.
I'm sure he did.
Crazy shootout stories that I'm like, I can't believe you're even telling me this. Like, it's like crazy shootout stories. Doesn't sound like anybody got arrested for it, or like the cops even came. And I'm just like, what the fuck, dude?
People forget he was on the double XL list too.
With Nipsey, Wiz, and
J-Rock.
J. Cole.
yeah,
Wasn't J-Rock on there too?
I think maybe, but it was one of those like flip out covers.
Yeah.
There go my guy Michael, fact checker.
I think the main cover though was J. Cole, Wiz, Nipsey, and OJ.
yeah, that's a crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so I just recently saw this right before I came in here. There's a post that went up. Apparently, there's been a lot of really significant changes in the wealth of the top hip hop personalities. So, and this is coming from Rolling Stone. So
Diddy up the scope, right?
Motherfucking burner.
we can assume that Rolling Stone has a lot of reason to try to be honest about this. So, Jay-Z, number one, $1.5 billion. Diddy, and obviously this is approximate, and a lot of these people would say that this is going to be different, whatever. But Diddy, $1 billion. Kanye West, $500 million. So it would have dropped very significantly since the recent calamity. And then Burner is now said to be worth $410 million. And then finally, Dr. Dre is in fifth at $400 million. Now, I thought that Dr. Dre was worth more than that. Is this all divorce money that he lost
it
out on?
has to be divorce money.
Is that
'Cause
how
it
is this that low?
It was a lot.
That's
I
insane.
thought he was flirting with the Billiano.
That's what I thought too.
No, but
Yeah.
remember when they acquired Beats, Apple acquired Beats, the deal was worth $1 billion.
Right.
So I don't know if
That's not to say he's netting that.
But
or
I would
anywhere
love to know
close
how much
that.
money Dr. Dre makes from music as well at this point.
He's
he owns. I mean, I'm pretty sure he owns all his masters and all the fucking artists that he has under his umbrella.
He must
The
make a lot of money,
placements.
but
Yeah.
So that would literally be. He got Eminem. He has 50 Cent. He has fucking
Right.
Snoop. He has.
But if
a
there's
lot.
one thing that I really like get from looking at this, it's that you're not going to get stupid rich making music.
No.
You
Right.
can make a lot of money making music, but at the end of the day, the top tier is all people who have gone into other side ventures and created all like Jay-Z with his fucking management company and liquor, and Diddy's liquor, and like obviously the music side is huge and everything. But then with Burner, it's like I am surprised to read that. I had no idea that
Nah,
it was going to be in
Nigga,
that.
Yankees is
in fact-
booming.
in fact,
you know that.
Yeah,
wanna-
but I just didn't know it was going to be like that.
Within the next few years, I anticipate Burner to be the richest. And I'll tell you why.
100%.
As legislation continues to change and they're legalizing weed, and not only decriminalizing it, but making it recreational in all these different states.
He got front
And
row seats to everything.
Yeah, that he's literally like the Walmart of marijuana.
I mean, he's in the right place. How do we feel about Kanye's wealth coming crashing down? And I also saw a news report, and who knows if this is exaggerated or not, but they're basically saying that because Kanye spends so much money, that yes, he is worth a lot and he brings in a lot of money and everything, but if you really think about it, pretty much every stream of income that he has at his disposal to be able to afford the extremely expensive lifestyle that he lives is in total disarray. In terms of his music, it's like I don't think people are streaming his music as much, and there's going to be a lot less of an incentive for it to be platform. He's not even in a label deal anymore. In terms of the clothes, he's totally fucked for the moment. In terms of that, his label again, like all the artists were signed to him. Like like concerts are like frozen. Like they're basically saying it would be really unlikely that Kanye could get booked at this point. So it's like he's really not going to be bringing in much money, and then meanwhile, he spends a lot of fucking money. So they're predicting that he might be a couple months away from financial collapse, which I'm not saying that I 100% believe that, because it seems kind of like doomsayer-ish. Like I feel like if it comes down to it, there's a lot of fucking ways that Kanye will be able to figure out how to make money, right? But that would be pretty wild if we were to really see some kind of serious collapse.
I think literally like Kanye, he's going to figure it out. I said this before. People will be mad at him for a little while, and then he does something, and then he entertains them again.
They haven't been this mad.
We've never seen
No.
anything like this.
We've never seen anything like this. But just recently, when he's posting all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? And people are like, I see everybody laughing again. They're like, oh, okay, Kanye's back in the rhythm, you know, even going as far as talking about George Floyd's wife and saying the ugly ass hat and all this stuff like
Yo,
that.
what the fuck was that?
But people are literally getting a kick out of this, and I can see it. Like, let's be real. If Kanye drops some independent shoes, people are going to buy them. If he drops music again, people are going to fucking listen. Whatever he does, people are intrigued to look at him and to digest the
I
shit.
need my White Lives Matter kicks ASAP, bro.
I don't want those.
No,
But
like, hey, AD, let me ask you a
I
question,
gotta
bro.
come in rocking that fit at some point.
AD, let me ask you a question. White no jumper, right?
I think
Come
it says
on.
it on the back.
All right, white
I'm
no
gonna have
jumper,
to-
let's
you're
go.
gonna have to film the
I'm
pod
black
with me
no jumper,
facing
fuck
away
that.
so they can see it. Oh, you're.
I'm black
Yeah.
no jumper, bro.
You think you white John?
let's go.
I got a question for you, AD. You're a business owner, right? Mm-hmm. How much pressure do you feel, and how much of a burden do you feel for all the other people that depend on your success?
Heavy.
Significant. Now, think about Adam. That's magnified several times over because you're feeding a lot of mouths, right, Adam? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not just on Plug Talk, literally speaking, but I'm just saying, like you're taking care of a lot of people. Everyone in this room and of significantly more people are dependent on your success and what you got going on. Correct or no?
Yeah.
But nobody's bigger than the program.
Okay.
But just think about how much pressure if I was like really in business with Kanye. Even somebody like me who realistically has canceled themselves and like basically doesn't have any corporate connections, I can imagine that I would feel an immense amount of pressure from different people if I were to be platforming at this point. And that's me. That's not a Nori.
So you would feel that from pressure from platforming with Kanye, you're saying. How much pressure does fucking Kanye feel? And especially we're looking at his current mental state, all the shit that he's been through, all the trauma from his separation from his wife, from being disenfranchised from his kids, all these, you know, the public fall from grace that he's experienced in the past several years, right? Is it possible that either on a purposeful or a subconscious level, this dude is sabotaging himself to the point where he still has enough money to live comfortably, but he's not going to have all these people dependent on him anymore because his entire empire is getting slashed down.
Well, I do feel like he's someone who is so.
That's not a brilliant theory.
No, it's
That's a
ridiculous.
brilliant theory.
No, but okay,
It's ridiculous.
I mean,
How?
it makes no sense because okay, think about it. If Kanye's not being deliberate with this, he just literally is going on camera and saying how he feels. You know, it's like
That's why I said subconscious, though. It's like a sabotage to a degree.
I just think that like he
He's
is
trying-
somebody who he really has drank the own Kool-Aid on his own genius to the point where he thinks that these thoughts that he has and these conversations that he has in private, because these are the kind of conversations that people do sometimes have in private, is that he just believes that he's the one who's gonna bring this gospel of not fucking with Jewish people and George Floyd dying from fentanyl. He's gonna be the one to spread the message, and he's so used to taking W's in his life that it's like impossible for him to realize when he's taking an L. And it's like, you know, like he just had so many success over and over and over that he can't handle it, that his marriage didn't work out. He can't handle that the kids are not able to operate on the same terms that he wants to be. And he can't handle it that his viewpoint on a lot of these topics, the things that he's been told by people, is considered extremely offensive and that people aren't going to want to work with him anymore. But he's going down with the ship. So you got to respect that. But I don't think there's anything calculated about this at all.
And that's why I said subconscious. But at the same time,
If you just wanted people not being hanger-ons or whatever, you would just kind of like stop doing business and just liquidate and keep the money,
But
not
but-
torch the entire business.
But you can't necessarily, when so many people are dependent on you to the point where they're just like you.
No,
you're
you could sell.
You're an institution. You have to keep it lit.
He could have
They're
said,
like you're.
Adidas, buy my company. They would have said, gladly, we'll write you a fucking check for hundreds of millions of dollars. Here you go. Now we own Yeezy. We could do our thing.
But we
you
wanna
could just be a
still use-
figurehead. We're going to own it.
That's what I'm saying. But he doesn't want to be a figurehead. He doesn't want. He wants to be able to.
He could have not been a figurehead. He could have
wants to
just
be
ducked
free
off.
He
from
wants
all
to be
that
free
shit.
from everything.
That's what it feels like, right?
No, you know how Dave Chappelle gets credit for being a genius because he left the show at a high point, because, or even somebody like Jerry Seinfeld gets credit because he left his show at a high point.
Right.
Yeezy blew his fucking show up. He blew up the whole business of being Kanye, and he didn't do it in this like deliberate way where he knew he was making the right decision. He just did it because he's an impulsive fool.
And I think
Let's
a
say
lot
that.
of it is like due to the stress, like the incredible duress that he's under. But at the same time, it's like, you know, the movie The Truman Show. Y'all seen that, right?
Classic.
Like literally, Jim Carrey's like, I'm out this bitch. That's how I feel like Kanye is trying to he wants to.
He's trying to usher in a new beginning with how contracts and things going forward is structured.
destroy and rebuild. But it just sucks that when he has the potential to have such an impact from his platform, instead of talking about, you know, like police brutality, prison reform, and things that could really be helpful to the masses, he's just like regurgitating far right talking points that aren't original thoughts, that are kind of being repurposed as, hey, this is like free thinking. You know what I mean?
okay.
That's what I don't like about what
I
he's
seen
doing.
Whack post it, and to me, this statement is kind of like a self-own. But he said, like, why did Kanye not get canceled when he said that slavery was a choice and all this shit about black people or whatever? Black people didn't make that big a deal about it. Like, there definitely were some people who
No.
made a big deal about it, but it wasn't that
Black
big a
people-
deal.
black people-
Yeezy still continued to be popular. His shows went off without a hitch. There was no real attempt to cancel him. And it's like there just wasn't. And when he offended the Jewish people, there was, because they actually went for it and were like, we're offended by this. We're gonna fucking raise hell.
Well, all this showed me is that a lot of black people, we don't own none of the shit. So
Which is true.
yeah, black people, we can get offended by it, but we can't technically cancel you fully all the way, because for a lot of times, like, we're not the only race and we're not the only people that are digesting the content.
But they would have had to stop supporting him. They would have
Yeah.
had to just stop
but if you
buying products
but
and
if all
listening.
black people stop, there's other people and other races that are going to continue to buy this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just like if 6ix9ine comes out with something, yeah, hip hop community don't fuck with him, but there's still kids that are running to buy his shit. They're running to champion him. So I mean, what he's saying and what I see is that the people who actually own the buildings and actually own the platforms and actually that, they are offended and they're privately taking him off of this situation.
To be fair, slavery as a choice is not really as offensive as what he said about the Jews thing.
Well, and
it's
then
a lot
not
more
only-
abstract
Slavery of
too.
choice is super offensive.
But it's
but
also
it's different. It's because it's just like historically inaccurate, and it's just like a weird statement that you don't really know what to make of. Whereas declaring DEFCON 3 on the Jews is pretty easy to just you
then
want to go to war with Jewish
I
people.
think they're in the same. They're
But
in the
he
same
I
also-
agree
group.
with you, but just one is a lot more abstract and just weirder, right?
he also, while he said that, he's saying very vitriolic things about the black community as well. Like this is on the heels of White Lives Matter. This is like in the same conversation where we talked about, made disparaging remarks about George Floyd and questioned the legitimacy of like the circumstances around his death.
Yeah,
Like,
because I think that like Kanye, let's be real, Kanye is hard to cancel because he is so beloved. It's like it was a sustained campaign of him saying a lot of different offensive shit that made all this shit happen. It wasn't just like one tweet. You know,
No.
if it was just that one DEFCON 3 and the Jews tweet, I mean, maybe I don't think people would have necessarily gone with it, but it was the Drink Champs thing and a bunch of other shit at the same time, you know?
and then he wound up doubling back and apologizing for a lot of the stuff that he said too, and like not so.
A lot of the apologies have been kind of half-assed because he's like still being hella disrespectful on the George Floyd thing, even though he was kind of
But
taking
see,
back some of
even
the stuff he said.
apologies that he's doing it the way he's doing it now, I feel like that should have been the approach to begin with of how he should have got his point across.
You know why he's really mad at Jews? Let's keep it a stack here. Drake is Jewish.
This is a crazy theory.
I heard academics on his stream talking about the fact that Kanye, in like large groups of people, was talking about how he wanted to get Drake killed, and that's how that like came out, was that he was just saying it in front of big groups of people.
Jesus Christ.
Bro, Drake is Jewish. Come on, fool. Like, you don't think there's like, that didn't fuel the animosity just a little bit?
I'm surprised that hasn't really been brought up by him yet at this point.
I think this has everything to do with the fashion industry and how he feels like
For sure.
he's always said, like, even when he was with Nike, he didn't have control over his shoe and what was going on. Then he goes to Adidas and he feels like, okay, they give me more leeway, but they're not giving me, you know what I'm saying?
But hey, Drake been real quiet through all this.
Drake been real
They did a
quiet.
concert together. They squashed their
But
beef.
he could send a coded message. You know, he could have had any kind of like, I support. If he were to just say, I love my Jewish people on a story, everybody would take it as a Kanye diss. You know,
For sure.
he ain't said a word throughout all this. But yeah, this did kind of start with him calling out the Adidas employees, who I think are Jewish, that he had a specific issue with, and that's kind of how this all started on Instagram.
For sure, but I'm just saying the root of the animosity could be a little bit deeper than that, you know, like, and it's not, again, I don't think it's one incident. I think it's a amalgam of all these different things at once.
New show on No Jumper, Theories with Lush. Maybe not that title, but Theories with Lush.
Theories with Lush. You should do movie reviews.
Wow.
You will get canceled.
Wow.
Okay, how about the fact that apparently Twitter might be charging somewhere between $5 and $20 a month to be verified on the platform? This is the weirdest fucking thing I ever heard, because I had to fight for. I think I got verified in 2017. Realistically, I've been doing my thing for a long time before I got verified on Twitter. Lush, I'm pretty sure you're still in the no verification camp.
Yeah. Why?
And I feel like that is going to change a lot of people's opinions on this, because people who aren't verified are like, yeah, I should be able to be verified too. People
Yeah.
who are already verified, like me, are like, I had to work fucking hard to get verified. Like
No,
you
but
shouldn't just be able to pay to get
I
verified.
shouldn't.
worked super hard to get Twitter verified.
Well, what'd you have to do?
It was a lot. I mean, a lot of that stuff is like articles.
Just mailing in
Yes.
articles and stuff. Yeah, that was what I had to do too. Now, I
Did
actually,
you have to send your ID in too?
you know what it was? I just met somebody who was able to change my Twitter name from On Some Shit to Adam22 and get me verified at the same time, because they wouldn't verify me as On Some Shit. The swear word couldn't get verified.
A lot of businesses, though, they have a harder time. But I know, like, when you're dropping music and you have certain press, like, I ain't gonna lie, I use my TMZ shit to my advantage. Like, true, I'm on TMZ, give me this Instagram, give me this Twitter.
Right.
It worked.
You know what? As someone that's not verified, I wouldn't want to be verified anymore if anybody could just pay for it and there's no real status associated
Right. Yeah.
with
It doesn't.
Like,
It wouldn't mean anything, right?
no,
But
it doesn't.
other than the shit looking cool, Being verified literally does nothing for you.
No, it is good on Twitter though
It
because
prioritizes you in the algorithm.
well,
Well, I didn't know this.
does
Yeah.
it? But
Absolutely.
But you can look on the tab and you can look at your verified mentions, and a lot of
You
times
do have that.
like when I had that tweet the other day that had 8 million impressions and like 50,000 likes or whatever, it's like I'm looking at the verified tab and I can see, oh, Hassan liked the tweet, H3 liked the tweet. So I can look through like
I have-
20 verified mentions and not the 50,000 fucking
I
ones that are
have
already there.
never use it for that now.
You never click on that tab?
No,
Really?
swear.
It makes Twitter so much easier to use because when you're like this is the main tab. There's like 5 billion notifications. Then you go here, and I have Hot Rod from G Unit saying something to me. So that's important.
On IG though, like when you're verified, your comments show up.
Yes.
Like it's like easier to see.
But I mean, I support Elon firing all these woke people at Twitter and trying to turn this into a real business. But I hope he doesn't turn verification into a business because I really think that like as much as it's a flawed system,
Wow.
yeah. And like
Life change.
you don't get that many verified mentions because I posted the video of us dancing and it's like it's still on the main screen.
I mean, to be fair, I don't be on Twitter as much. as I
Yeah, you
used to.
never tweet. But what was I saying? I forget. But like I just think that's crazy. If people are just able to straight up pay for it, that's gonna be a weird fucking system, dude.
It
People
takes
are
away
paying
the,
for Instagram though.
But to be fair, also it's like all these people who have like a couple 100,000 followers who work for major like media companies like the Times or the Washington Post. I mean, if you work for Complex for 6 months and you could have like 2,000 followers and be verified on Twitter, but then at the same time, there's all these people on the right who have millions of followers and can't get verified even though they've got huge fucking platforms. And it's just like I do think the verification system just seems unbelievably unfair, even though I'm on the beneficial side of it.
Well, when it first started on Twitter, the original reason they had verification was literally to verify your identity because there would be like the fake Adam22 page.
Yeah.
This is the real one. Like, so. Blue
Yeah,
check.
what if somebody was able to spend $5 a month to just pretend to be somebody famous?
Wow.
I mean, you could probably imagine seeing that coming. I remember I had some homies who made a page pretending to be me, just like tweeting all this stuff pretending to be me, right? And I was like, oh, I'm being impersonated. I can get verified. And I filled out all the forms thinking I was going to be able to get verified on Twitter. And it turns out having one parody account that was probably created on the same IP address that I was on.
Yeah,
so
I think
that doesn't count.
They have to prove that it's multiple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had there's multiple fake Lush One accounts, but
They maybe just don't like you.
they don't like crystal meth.
I
is
would like
what's
to see
going on.
more.
Yeah,
Crystal Lush.
they don't like it.
That could be your next tape.
That's like the homie Ace Boy Trey. They made like so many different Ace Boy Trey Instagram accounts.
Really?
To where we don't know which one is really his. And he's like, now we like, okay, I'm not going to
I
say
mean,
it.
you
'cause
probably
they're gonna
already
change
follow it, right?
No, you follow it, but when you're tagging it, it's all the fake ones come up first before the real one.
That's why when you're coming up with your name on Instagram, it's really important to try to choose something that is going to be the thing that people are going to be typing in. Because I'm going to be honest with you, still to this day, I can never find Kiki's YouTube when I go to look for it. Because it's like,
Why are you still looking for Kiki's
like
YouTube?
no, I'm saying if I do look for it, I can't find it because it's
You're
like
obsessed with
it's
the
like
pop-up.
SCEEEE, and unless you get the right number of E's, it won't load.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm
no,
guilty.
I was actually supporting the homies channel, unlike you.
I
Damn,
support my brother's channel.
you didn't pop up at the pop up of the chopper.
I actually went to the pop up.
Without
you
a
have to
chopper.
do your due diligence.
Without a chopper.
Something was around.
You didn't have a chopper. But I'm just saying that's an example, though. I liked it when it was king of content because then I could actually find that.
No, like Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Ad lib of the year.
Yeah, he's going off.
Ski fingers.
Not the ski fingers.
David Russell got me too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn, dude.
I tried to shake Housephone's hand and give him the fingers, and then
Saw that.
hey, and I ain't gonna lie, it was amazing because slow motion of me turning like a turning back and like, oh, I failed.
After DAP rejection.
Dab rejection.
Isn't it
terrible.
crazy that all those meme pages like had this crazy momentum going and then kind of were just like,
It got snatched up by the Reddit and fucking.
but if they had kept
everyone's
going, it would still be a big thing. But I feel like most of the pages were just like, nah, I'll post like a couple times a month. Fuck it.
I feel like
they was on point for.
I need to just like hire one of the meme pages to be the official meme page because I miss the meme page energy.
I feel like Russell's could kind of just knock the wind out of a lot of the meme pages. Let's keep it.
That's somebody in the
office.
office though.
Let's keep it.
Do you believe that? Let's keep it G.
I don't like 100% believe it, but I also don't believe that there is a real person named that, because I feel like if it was a real person, they already would have revealed themselves. The fact that they're being sneaky about it makes me think that, I don't know.
I'm telling you, it's Flacco.
I thought that, but then Flacco's sending takedown requests and like how
He had to throw you off.
How you feel about certain people in the office, or certain content creators in the office, like basically potentially maybe getting that channel taken down?
It's not
Not
that
me.
serious.
You mean your dog T. Potter or what?
Just saying, man. It's like I'm seeing people get pissed off because like some people, their content doesn't do that many views, and then he posts it and it gets way more views. So
mean,
they're like,
even with me, right? I'm on stream.
it is promo.
I'm on the stream. By the time I get off the stream, there's 6 or 7 videos up before I even do it. Now,
See, in that case, I wouldn't really blame you for trying to get it taken down.
but even then, I'm like, you know what? If that is getting people more engaged with my content, because I'm not gonna lie, I looked at my last fucking caffeine stream and so many motherfuckers commented, I came here because of David Russell. So if they're gonna look at something that I made and you put your spin on it and it brings you to me anyway to get the content, then it's a win-win situation.
But once it starts to feel like they're just posting stuff that you were gonna post, and then instead they're getting the views or whatever, that's when it could be kind of
We still get the money
annoying.
though.
But like, okay, even when I was talking or when I was listening to Mr. Beast talk about with Kyle from Nelk Boys, the Andrew Tate model is like, I'm not sure exactly how he did it, but he basically just like incentivized people to upload his content to TikTok and all these other platforms and to just post his stuff. And the way TikTok is, it's like a fucking lottery. If you post the same video 10 times or 100 times, some percentage of them are just going to go viral. And that's a big percentage of how Andrew Tate blew up. And Mr. Beast, his whole perspective of why he was going on the Nelk Boys podcast was just that he wanted the clips of him talking to just be cut up by fans and go viral on TikTok. Like, to him, that's so valuable that he doesn't even give a shit about anything else. That's like incredible to me to think about it in that way.
It's all about impressions, essentially, right? Just making as many impressions as possible.
Yeah, I mean, TikTok is like a fame machine. Like, you can just get famous on TikTok if you have enough viral TikToks. So it's like incentivize people to post TikToks of you. And yeah, it's not you posting it, but it's like if you were the one posting it, you can get 1 million views and you can get like $20 anyway. So just make it easy for people to just post you. And so that's why we have a contest that we're planning that we haven't announced yet, but on No Jumper, where it's going to be like we're giving out X amount of money to people for just basically making TikToks out of our content, and the ones that are the biggest, we're gonna give out cash
Or a job.
Who knows? But I was just thinking cash for
That's
this.
dope.
Fuck it, I'll just announce it right now, and we're gonna make flyers for it. But we're gonna, throughout the month of November, we're gonna pick 5 winners to get $1,000 each.
Sheesh.
If you are one of the
More
people,
than some people's pay rate at No Jumper.
quite possibly. Let's do an episode about it. I'll meet you at the penis houses. But we'll have a flyer up. But basically, like, current content, old content, feel free. Make TikToks out of it. As long as you tag No Jumper and Adam22, and I suppose the other hosts, if there are other hosts, then you'll be eligible. And we'll figure out at the end of the month. And probably hashtag No Jumper would be good too, because that way we'll be able to
Flacco is
search
David
the
Russell.
tag.
No, here's that's fire. First of all,
Super
But
fire.
The thing is, like, I feel like David Russell and pages like that are super necessary because we're not just a media platform. We're characters that people are invested in at this point.
We are a drama.
Right. So
But
people
why
wanna-
should the person who's monetizing that and creating that hub, why should it be just some random guy? And I think that's why I see certain people wanting to take it down. And I'm like, I understand where you're coming from.
That's the art of fandom.
Also,
though.
y'all really got to put your phones on silent.
It is on silent. It's just fucking vibrating.
That means it's not on silent.
Nah, but it was only one incident where I felt bad, and it was Pot Lord stream was sharp, and I've seen that fucking clip get, I want to say 600,000 or some crazy ass number with his content that I was like, fuck, I wish that he got, all
Pot
those
Lord's
views on
stream.
So when Pot Lord was filming with Sharp, somebody took a piece of the stream and uploaded to their shit, and they got an insane amount of views that he usually does not get. So I was kind of bummed, like, damn, I wish that he had got all those views versus,
But this is the thing. When that happens and it goes viral on somebody else's platform, if you're really dope like that, they're going to go find your platform and subscribe and tune in, right? If it's just a freak encounter, if it's just like a viral moment, if it's just some bullshit and people aren't interested to see more, then it's like whatever. Then it's just like they are monetizing this viral moment and you're not. But the reason why Mr. Beast is so confident that he says, I'll go on people's podcasts just so that they'll make TikToks out of it is because he really believes that he's dope and that people will love his content. And so the more exposure he gets, that eventually that exposure will turn into like value for him in the long run, which is kind of how I see it too, is that it's just like, listen, if I even just somebody posts a viral TikTok and it even gets us like a couple thousand followers, it's like, those are all just new parts of your, to me, that's worth so much monetarily.
Right. Facts.
Getting 10,000 new followers from organic means of people who might really actually sit and watch a fucking podcast from you because they found out about you on TikTok. I'll gladly pay $10,000 for 10,000 real fans, you know?
And it's not, especially for work you don't have to do, essentially, people repurposing it.
Yeah.
But it's also not just like creating content is one thing, but having that keen instinct of what content's gonna pop off.
But then
what's
that's the thing
gonna
too
go
is
viral.
it pisses me off when it gets mislabeled and it's sort of like made to seem like something it's not. And it's like, listen, if I'm just going to be cool about you using my footage, then you cannot be putting out fake fucking narratives.
Pot calling the kettle black.
What do I do?
But that's
I'm
clickbait.
A,
You
using
have-
my own footage,
No, I know.
and B, I might be clickbaiting at times, but it's like, it's our footage.
You have, and I do it myself now too.
I'm saying he is using
yeah.
our footage to paint a weird narrative. That's different.
You have a way of wording shit and it's a very great talent because
Right.
now I be like, how can I say this? Because one time you literally was like, two people had like a regular conversation. You was like,
Confronted.
this person go to war. And I'm like, okay, if I'm on YouTube and I see they go to war, I'm going to click on that. So even now, I'd be like, what can I say
Make it
to
dramatic.
do that? Even though I don't do my titles, but hey,
I
I'd
mean,
be like,
like-
make this shit more spicier.
Like
Adam will be doing it this way.
The first interview I did with you, and I was like talking about there's a period of time. This was my direct quote. Like there's a period of time for about a year where I was one of the biggest dope dealers in my side of West LA.
And then I
Oh,
made
they
that
just-
the quote.
No,
I made that the title.
It said Lush won on why was LA's biggest dope dealer, and then and it did decent views, but all the comments like are reacting to that title, not the actual content of what I'm saying.
Well, at least you don't have to feel like me. They got me as the 2 times in the thumbnail as a fucking male dancer, and then it has
saw
to be
that.
up there. Yeah, I bet you did see it.
Well, where'd they get the picture from, dog?
Yeah, where they get the picture from? The
Where
right
did
track?
they get the picture from?
The Jonathan Wright track?
You was on the right track, but the wrong train, baby girl.
No, because I just interviewed Jonathan Wright, and he always keeps saying the right way, and I just want to tell him about the right track so bad, but I don't think he'd understand, or he might understand a little too much. Hey, how about this? So, Bootleg Kev did an interview with Lil Pump.
Seen it.
Seen a couple clips, didn't watch the whole thing. It was a little dry, I'll be honest with you. Now,
Pump's a tough interview, though, right?
yeah, I mean, we did one interview that didn't even come out. It was so tough. Not taking anything away from Kev. He did an admirable job of trying to get water from a stone there. But while I'm watching it, I'm looking at the title and I'm thinking, this title was different before. Because when I saw it set as a premiere, the title was Lil Pump on J. Cole predicting his career. And there was
seen that.
when I saw that, I thought to myself, like, ooh, Kev, that's a harsh title. Like that's a little bit of a title that I could imagine the person you interviewed like not feeling so great about, even though it's kind of reality.
He
you know?
called him a failure, essentially.
Yeah. And so then when I actually am looking at it after it goes live, the title's different. And it's like J. Cole's opinion on his career or some shit that's way less like offensive or
You know
whatever.
somebody made the call.
Yeah, I hit Bootleg Kev up and he said that Pump got so pissed that he posted his fucking phone number on his story. He was so mad about it. And that's why it changed. So that was...
To be honest, like my biggest takeaway from that interview was that Pump is actually a lot more mature than he has ever been. And I'm not saying that he still doesn't have more growing to do, but he's matured quite a bit.
I know him pretty well, and I would say it felt like I was pretty much looking at the same person that I saw back in the day.
Really? You don't think that there's any changes?
I mean, he seems like calmed down. He doesn't seem like really like on drugs. So like, you know, you would always kind of get the extreme ends of his personality. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought there was gonna be a little bit more growth, because that's really what people want to see from Pump. They want to see like a real in-depth conversation. They want to see development.
He's still in his early 20s.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
true. I'm
He's-
22.
Yeah, like I think exactly.
Duno.
It's the same age as Duno, but yeah, I don't know. I would love to see.
Who would you bet on in an academic decathlon? Duno or Lil Pump?
Oh, for sure, Duno.
I'm
bro.
gonna have to ride with the home team. I'm
Yeah.
gonna ride with Duno.
Like, yeah, Duno knows.
I don't
it.
think that it would be a great
What an athletic competition as well. Duno's in the gym.
Duno for swimming
Mm.
and probably lifting weights.
Do you think Lil Pump can swim?
Pretty
No,
sure.
I think I've seen him jump in the pool a bunch of times.
Duno knows at least 53 syllable words. I can't say the same for Pump. Like,
43, but who's counting?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Are me and Lil Pump ever gonna have a reconciliation? I don't know.
Is
Y'all could.
it all bad or?
Yeah, he hit me up yelling at me one time.
Oh, I remember that. That wasn't even that long ago.
Yeah, it was the same weekend that I did the Dan Bilzerian interview. He hit me up the next morning, and I think he had been having a really good night. He called me a bitch.
Yeah.
You can reconcile, bro.
Because did
Me
he
and
hit
Sada
you?
Baby, yeah.
He hit
I
you at like
fucking
7 in the morning.
Reconcile with Charleston White.
How's that going?
I had a conversation with him, a phone conversation.
For how long?
It was about maybe 10 minutes.
I'm surprised you guys were able to limit yourself to that little, because you're both kind of verbose.
Yeah, but I've learned, as you guys can see on camera, I've learned now not to, you can't do the rah-rah shit and do all the, it doesn't get you nowhere in the grand scheme of things on camera or having a phone conversation, even if I feel a certain type of way about something. Like, I don't have to agree with everything that you say, but I'm at least give you respect as a man. We can have a conversation, you know what I'm saying?
So
and
we're
talk
going to
like men.
Dallas?
We might be going to Texas.
might
I just
pop
had
up in Dallas.
I just had a Flacco moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might go to Texas, you know what I'm saying?
So the convo turned out good.
Yeah, the convo turned out
But
good.
are the other cool Dallas rappers not going to meet up with us if they know that we also met up with Charleston White while we're out there?
I mean, it's not about that. It's about, at the end of the day, like, and I can say,
I fuck with Go Yayo, man.
My boy
yeah, it's
Gayo.
hard.
Go Yayo's a hard ass Dallas rapper.
I can honestly say, even though a lot of the shit Charleston said triggered me, I never should have got on camera
And said you were gonna-
and said that
You're
bullshit.
going to set them up?
Yeah, that's lame. I should have never did no shit like that.
Oh, that was kind of funny, but
Fire.
I mean, it was just the emotion at the time. But for me to say that shit, you know what I'm saying, on this platform, out to the world, where not only am I potentially ever incriminating myself, but two, like, I showed emotion, and you lose every time you show emotion on camera.
On another tip, as far as Dallas, do you know that there's a Dallas rapper? We know, obviously, Riff Raff is from near Houston, right? And Riff Raff is very influenced by
Tiptoeing in my
Houston
Charles.
rap.
by,
But there's a rapper from
what's
Dallas.
the motherfucker's name that
There's
Riff
a
Raff sounds like?
Big Tuck.
Yes, Big Tuck.
Big
Fuck, yeah.
Tuck.
Love Big Tuck.
From Dallas. Listen to the song Southside the Realist.
Oh, that's the best song. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
know
that-
that song by heart. I remember somebody from Texas tried to play me that song one time, be like, I'm gonna put you on this song from Texas. And then I knew all the words and they didn't know the words, and it was a fucking funny ass
Who
moment.
said we ain't dope dealing wizards?
Yeah.
Car changing up like a chameleon lizard. You car
not-
changing
I'm just
colors
not.
like a chameleon
Yeah,
lizard.
yeah.
I'm not gonna rap it right now, but I can do it.
But no.
You play that shit, you're gonna be like, damn, Adam Funky.
Literally, that song right there. Just picture Riff Raff spitting those words, and you'll be like, "Damn, this is where he got his entire steez from."
Yeah.
And that's not even a diss. Like it's kind of tight actually. But
It used to be a lot easier to jack people's styles in rap. Like, people would jack people's styles like and flows, and there was less communication online, so it would get called out less. Like, when I think about Perp and Pump back in the day, they were kind of jacking a lot of different like underground rappers' flows and not really getting shit for it. And then as the conversation online started to grow, I remember Pump put out a song that sounded exactly like Valet's flow, and it was like crazy. He was getting called out left and right for it.
Valley.
Valet.
That's how you say it. You say
Valet.
I thought it was Valley.
No.
You're talking about dude from Chicago.
Yeah, who I interviewed, and then Yuri deleted the interview.
For real?
Yeah.
Man, his shit was fire. at
I
first.
interviewed him at the perfect
You're
moment,
fired, Yuri.
high point of his career. Yuri just deleted it.
That song Shell, that was my knock,
He
bro.
was fire.
Yeah, he was.
Rappers need to always rap about gas stations, because all that shit that OJ said about the Texaco, Means a lot to me.
Shell, flamed up the air.
That song,
Bumpy
yes.
Margels, feel like Braille.
That dude Valet is a weird fucking motherfucker. Like he was just so damn. That's why it pisses me off that I don't have that interview, because he's just such a interesting individual. He was into so many different things, and then he's also into lean and weed and like.
I thought he was gonna
great.
blow up, low key.
Yeah, he just I don't know. He don't really seem like he ever tried that hard. Like he just kind of was just doing his thing.
How many interviews have you lost starting No Jumper?
That one Tunchi 5 interview that we replaced it right away. So luckily, and then I had one day where I did Combat Jack and Lil Peep in the same day, and then I accidentally deleted.
Riley shaking her head.
I accidentally deleted the audio, and then they both, like within a year or two, they both had died.
Wow.
So it's like I had both the interviews, but I lost the audio. So I had iPhone audio, which is not anything. But I think those might be the only ones.
You know, I noticed like
That's great though.
looking at the No
4.
Jumper channel, a lot of the most viewed content on the channel are music videos. Like there's a lot of really like videos that have several million views.
We used to do that back in the day, but now it's just kind of like,
Yeah, what changed it? I was curious about that.
because it's like, I don't know, like we would just like, at first it was like, oh, Lil Peep's sending me his videos to post on the channel, so I'm just going to do it because I think it's dope and I think he's going to blow up, you know? And then like I started to get offered from people. They're like, oh, I want to pay you $2,000 to post my video, and I really kind of like need the money at the time. So I'm like, all right, we just posted mad
Whack shit.
just whack shit. And then it's like we're making more and more content, and I'm starting to look at the channel, and I just feel disgusted seeing these pieces of content that I worked so hard on, and they're just right next to a video from some kid who I think is a total tool. And then it's like I'm looking at Cole Bennett and the way he's treating his channel, and it's like he's just doing these fire fucking music videos, and then I'm
From day
reposting
one.
this shit. And it's like, yeah, my channel's not about music videos, so it's whatever. But it's like, I don't know. And then at a certain point, I was like, you know what? We're gonna sell promo on the Instagram, because that's where 90% of people who want promo want it, is on Instagram. Like people don't really pay for Twitter promo or YouTube promo nearly as much, but people want Instagram, so we just focus on that in terms of selling shit.
But then you got the Big Bank Uchi's video on the No Jumper channel. Like shit like that is so fucking legendary.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's like some of them age badly, and then some of them just age so good. Like, bro, we have like 9 million views on a random Lil Skies and Lil Xan song.
right.
Which
Isn't the-
I don't even know why. I don't think it's a popular song, but it has 9 million views.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't the biggest video on the channel the TK song, The Hard?
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know.
I know the X interview is crazy too. That's one, and that was like one of the first piece. I've heard so many people talking to you, being like, "Oh, I saw the XXX interview." Like that's a point of reference for so many people.
All day, every day, people come up to me saying that shit.
And what's crazy is like one of the first things I ever seen of X was I remember like people were making anime videos and just putting X songs behind it, and I was like, "Who the
Right.
fuck is this guy?" Like,
All right, number 1, TK and Block Boy video,
was
32
right.
million views. Number 2, Lil Pump buying $1,000 shoes at the mall, 27 million views. Number 3 is the TK and Block Boy audio, which came out like a couple months before the video, which has 22 million. Then you have the X interview with 20 million. Is this the most creative BMX bike rider on earth? 18 million. Sui Generis featuring HBK, 15 million views. The Stupid Young vlog inside the Asian Crip gangs of LA, 13
Great
million.
content.
yeah.
Lil Pump versus Security, 13 million. Crime Like Cass and ABG Neil Forrest Gump, 12 million views. I had a threesome and I vlogged it, 11 million views. Goddamn. And then like, yeah, there are a lot.
What's
Hella
the most-
videos, right?
What's the most viral pod view you would say?
X.
No, I mean not live stream. I would say not
Oh,
interview.
on our shit.
Mhm.
Honestly, it might be the Wiz Khalifa one. That I think doesn't it have like 2 million views.
No, wouldn't it be? What about like Boonk falling asleep on the stream? Like that was
Oh,
very.
yeah,
that
but
was-
that
was that a
was like
live
a
stream, though?
yeah, but that
It
was when
was.
my lifestyle used to be go to the store, stream in the back for. I did this for like a few months, like stream in the back for like 6, 7, 8 hours every night. Whoever comes in back, I sit down, they do the interview, and then we like upload the interview separately at the end of the night. But I was just doing everything live, and that's when that Boonk thing happened. But yeah, that wasn't. It was a live stream moment technically,
Yes,
but like in terms of like the modern era of like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we have
Pods and
a nightly thing. I mean, there might be some No Jumper ones that did pretty good, but like the Ti one maybe, or who else did we have that were good guests on there? The guests are obviously going to be the one that blows it up. I think the Wiz one was really big. That was like almost 2 million views, I think.
I think the Mozzie one was good too.
Yeah, but Wiz definitely had the most.
Oh,
I can't imagine there's anyone on the jumper with more.
How do you feel about academics? Did you see the things that he said?
Oh, wow.
Basically, was saying like
Oh yeah.
no, but it wasn't
No,
bad. He was just saying basically like
That he clicks out if it's not me.
yeah. he said there's stars on the channel and stuff like that, and he feels everybody's like ganging up on you now, and that he doesn't think that like so many podcasts are necessary. It takes away from the company.
And he said people are being ungrateful, demanding money from you.
Well, that certainly sounds like it makes a little bit of sense. No, I mean, like, money is fair. Like,
Money is fair.
Going on other people's podcasts and talking about money seems a little weird to me. But in terms of what he was saying, I mean, we definitely have gone the quantity over quality route in the sense that we do a lot of stuff. We're trying a lot of shit. The Monday show, like, is that even a thing? Like, is that going to last in the long run? We don't really necessarily know. We just like launch it. We try it. Some stuff just works. Like the Sharp thing just worked right away. Some stuff like AD's shit on Wednesday was like not doing that good at first, and now it does real good. And it's like, I don't know. We just are like, I am attracted to the idea of just like only putting something out once it's amazing. But also, it's like with AD's shit, if we had like done it for a couple months in secrecy, you wouldn't have gotten any feedback. You wouldn't have been hearing people tell you like, "Hey, I like it when you do this, and I don't like this, and I don't like it when you bring this person on." Because we could have filmed 15 fucking episodes at the end of the day trying to find the perfect cast before we even went live. A lot of people would do that. We just kind of did it out in the open.
I want to say we need priority on fucking We Hungry. It does amazing views. It doesn't make no fucking sense.
I was just yelling at Josh.
I filmed the last episode almost a month and a half ago, and it's still not to be released. And people hit me up every day. Is it canceled? Is it canceled? I think that should be priority over here. Fuck my movie reviews.
I don't understand how the workflow could possibly be that slow. And it's definitely like, I sometimes need to be reminded like, hey, we need the title for the We Hungry today or whatever. But it's like, I mean, I did this like 2 weeks ago. Like fucking, I don't know what the hell problem is with that.
I don't blame Josh because Josh gets the short end of the stick all the time. Everybody blames him when something goes wrong.
But it's just like when we try to take on doing more things, it's like we just need to be committed to being able to do the things that we are currently doing right. And like if we're going to take something on, it just needs to become like a real process. Like with Sledge Lords, we just like assign Bossa to it. He does the timestamps. He does the TikToks for us. We just go back and forth with him over the title or whatever. It's just a group chat. It's just smooth and easy. I mean, we just need that same level of organization where people are just going back and forth quickly about something like We Hungry, And also, I just want to say that we dropped the first clip from the 1090 Jake Patreon today on the No Jumper Clips page. Actually, by the time you guys see this, there will be 2 clips out. And if you want to watch the whole thing in its entirety, all you have to do is go to patreon.com/nojumper or onlyfans.com/nojumper, and you watch the whole thing, or you can watch it broken up into parts over and over. And if you guys want to send suggestions for people that you think that you would like to see me do this sort of long distance content with consistently, or if you just want something what you think of the concept in general, we still have some audio issues to work on. My audio sounded better than Jake's, but we're working on it.
Hey, but he's rocking with you and you rocking with him. You feel me? Like that's it.
I would like a nice lush 1090 Jake Photoshop.
Oh yeah. I think that
Lush 90 Jake
show.
Yeah.
1090 Lush, baby.
And as long as we're tearing into Josh and the thumbnail guy, where the fuck is my promo assets for the 1090 Jake Patreon interview? It went live today and I still don't have the assets and I'm pissed.
Is it Thumb Cuz?
Yes.
Okay. I can say
he's crawling around in a bush looking for his phone still.
No, he had some family issues, real personal, that you should excuse that.
I hate when they have a good excuse.
This is a great one.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Anything else we should touch on? Bossa Nova is dressed as Ice Spice.
And if he shaved his mustache and put on a skirt, I'd be turned on. I'm just gonna say that.
That's real. But
blowjob sluts.
But he's wearing normal human clothes. He doesn't have like a gray mini skirt on, which is what I was kind of hoping for. That's what I thought about dressing like Ice Spice for Halloween, but then I thought about what my body would look like in a gray mini skirt. And really, look at this angle. Imagine me wearing a dress. Like they're gonna see my dick the whole fucking time. I guess I'll wear underwear. But if I'm wearing a mini skirt, I can't wear underwear. You're gonna be able to see the boxers through the dress.
Well, I seen Bossa at the party. Shout out to Bossa for coming, to Kelvin.
What party?
The Big Chief party.
Oh.
You were invited, but we know you weren't gonna go.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Did he? I would have gone. Did he cross dress?
No, he didn't cross.
You didn't have a dress on.
No, he didn't have a dress on. But I seen him. I was like,
Sucks.
oh, you were Ice Spice.
I'd
You know what I'm saying?
I'd be madder than fuck.
Shout out
Bossa,
to Riley for coming too. Wasn't that your birthday too? She had a great time.
but you know what? I'm just adding it up. Bossa dressed as Ice Spice, and now Adam is a munch.
Ooh. I'll be really with the blicky at the Rock Nation brunch.
I like Frosted Flakes, but I don't like Captain Crunch.
And I know you used to be a stripper. I got more than a hunch.
And used to drink meth, and now you got a hunch.
AD, bend over. Let me eat that ass for lunch.
If you ever try to bend me over, your life I will punch.
I'm the type to show up at your party and beat off in the Hawaiian punch.
You the type to beat off because your dick is a stump.
I'm the type to stretch my dick out by the lake.
You the type to fuck Jake from State Farm.
But I heard that you still masturbate to Drake.
Flacco. Harry Potter.
With a taco.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Shout out to Trevor Potter.
Or Porter.
Or Porter.
Give me a quarter.
I'm trying to smoke a quarter.
Of what?
Meth.
Yes.
Zaza.
Zaza meth.
I got the Zaza meth. You got Zaza breath. You a broke bitch eating Baja Fresh.
That's a good one.
I thought Fresh was a nice restaurant when I met my girl.
It's like mid-tier.
Baja
pretty
Fresh.
it's trash.
There's
I'm just saying, it's better than going to like just a drive-through.
But I was-
It's a little
Baja
up from
Fresh
here.
is like Chipotle.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
but it's worse.
it's
Yeah, it is worse.
It's worse. Like
It's
I was
Chipotle?
ordering it and thinking that it was like a nice restaurant.
I think it's the same as Chipotle.
See, I fuck with Chipotle. I don't care what anybody says.
Like you have drive-through, then you have like the mid-tier, and then it's like your restaurant.
Here's the thing about Baja Fresh. Like in reality, it tastes good. It's just there's nothing Mexican about it.
Blacks or
It's
Baja
not,
Fresh?
like, you
Give me a
feel me?
deal.
I feel strongly that to enjoy food, there does not need to be any connection to the food that it actually is originating from.
No,
'Cause, like,
I mean, if it tastes good, it's
I've
good.
been around the world and I've seen how the Thai food in America is nothing like the Thai food in Thailand, and the Chinese food in America is nothing like the Chinese food. Are there influences or like stylistic flourishes inspired by those countries? Yeah. But I mean, nobody's fucking. I mean, well, no. Food in Mexico is amazing.
But
And a lot
What?
of Mexican food. I mean, really though, when you look at Chipotle, it's not that different.
No, food in Mexico is different.
Oh, it's insane. Yeah, but I'm saying like just what it is at Chipotle. It might be like a different style.
have you ever been
but
to Hong Kong? I don't mean the
No.
city. I mean Hong
The-
Kong.
the-
Oh, I did.
I heard it's crazy.
I fucked a stripper in there with my ex. It's like the best night of my life.
I don't know why I ever left Hong Kong. Like why I'm not there right now.
Hong Kong is a strip club in Tijuana. We should all go there.
Where you can
It's
fuck.
yeah. It's not just a strip club,
Can we
You
bring
can
Duno?
knock them down.
bro. Duno's cousin is the
I mean,
bouncer.
if it's for work, I guess I have to go.
Yeah,
Lena's gonna make me fuck some strippers with a condom on.
bro. Like you can go. Like you really can go the distance. At like they're not tripping in the slightest at Hong Kong, and they're bad. You feel me? Like every bitch looking like Selena. What?
I was in Tijuana with my ex, right? 2011, and we're at the bar, and she says to the bartender, "Do you know where I can get some Coke?" And he just pulls out Coke from the table and he goes, "That'll be $20."
Yeah.
He like just sells us Coke at this random bar. She goes, "If we want to go to a strip club, where should we go?" He tells us to go to Hong Kong. We go up in there, bro. We are blown out of our fucking minds. We are so turned off doing this fucking Mexican Coke, right? We get to the strip club, and some people might have heard this story before, but I'm gonna tell you.
Bust it.
And so we go there. The stripper grabs my chick and pulls her on stage and starts fucking pulling her skirt up, starts eating her ass on stage, sucking her titties, pulling out. My girl keeps looking back at me, right? And so she grabs me by the hand, pulls me up on stage. The fucking stripper yanks my pants down. All of a sudden, my girl is giving me head on stage in the Mexican strip club, except I'm so coked out that my dick won't get hard. So she's sucking my limp ass dick, right? And then like the song ends, and it's like a whipped cream show on the stage. So the girls are all covered in whipped cream. My pants are getting all fucking dirty with the whipped cream, whatever. But then my high ass gets off stage, and as I'm getting off, I realize My phone is gone. My phone fell out of my fucking pants pocket as I was getting on stage to get my dick sucked, my limp dick in a Coke cloud at this strip club, right? And so my phone's gone, and I'm so pissed that I just walk over to the bathroom, I dump out the whole rest of the Coke, and just snort like a fucking massive mound of it off my hand, right?
Good retaliation.
And then my chick, to her credit, she knows how pissed off I am about losing my phone. So she goes to one of the employees. She goes, "You owe me a private room with a bunch of girls right now because he just lost his phone, and you're the one who told us to get us up on stage or whatever, because he had like allowed us to get on stage or whatever." So we go into the back room, and then all of a sudden I got a condom on, and I'm just banging this random Mexican stripper / prostitute with my girl in the back of the strip club. And that was my first Tijuana experience.
Fun
And
times.
me and her were very close after that for a while.
That's like
It might have been my first girl threesome, I'm gonna be honest with you.
dude, that's the precursor. That's like literally the infancy of Plug Talk.
Yeah.
Way before it happened.
And I remember there was 2 girls that were giving us lap dances, right? And there's one creepy dude who works there sitting in the corner, right? And my girl goes to one of the chicks, the hotter one, and she goes, "How much for him to have sex with you right now?" And she was like, $400. And she asked the other girl. The other girl said $50. Like,
Wow.
obviously it's in pesos or whatever, but it was like the exchange rate. And so she just like kicks the hot girl out, and we bang the other girl for $50. And I like that because that's really like
Great value.
That's how I'm trying to live my life.
That's called a Tijuana crop duster.
Is it?
No. Now it is.
All right. Thank you to everybody who watched this. NoJumper.com if you want to get tickets to the live show.
November 18th.
Perhaps a flyer will come out in the near future that says featuring Lush.
Yeah, with Lush's picture on it.
Yeah. And yeah. Shout out to everybody. Oops. NoJumper.com if you want to cop tickets. Go follow me, Adam22, and NoJumper on TikTok. And much, much more. Check these guys out. Community clips, all that. No Jumper. Peace.
We about this biatch.
That was a good one.
Yep.
Yeah, that was tight.